Let's switch over. Okay. Hi guys. How's it going? So welcome here to Paragon City Games FNM Legacy. 4 rounds of Legacy action coming your way. My name is Matt, and this is Terry. We'll be with you today. No Kyra today, but
rest in peace. He's not dead.
So yeah, you said you got a good look out there, and turnout looks pretty good.
Yeah, we got a good amount of people. Should have a pretty good meta. We should have some weird stuff, some good stuff. I even lent out Grixis Delver to someone, so we'll have a Honda Civic in the Honda Civic will be in the neighborhood.
Fix Mike's already.
Uh-oh.
Is that any better? Let me know, Mr. Gator.
Oh, volume up.
Volume up. I think that's about as high as.
I'm just gonna keep saying goes, pineapple and banana.
Usually Kyra does all this.
No, let's see here.
Stand by.
You know how to? Is it just the mic?
Yeah, stand by. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. We'll get it worked out. Not that.
It's gotta be the mic, right?
Yeah.
Is it all the way turned up?
Should be.
Yeah. Does it have to do with this thing, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't really want to mess with the actual hardware.
Let's see.
Patrick would probably be pissed if we pull him from his standard tournament, but we have to do that.
Well, we got some players sitting down. We're going to keep working on the mic stuff, but we got a couple people. We got 2 matches to choose from. We've got
Noah and Jordan and Tim versus Ryan. So Tim versus Ryan. Okay, that's Grixis Delver versus Check Pile. That may be pretty good. So we're going to start the timer for him.
Cool.
And then, do you want me to get Patrick to see if he can?
Yeah, let's see if we can get that going. Alright. So, let's transition over. Get things going here.
Hey, gentlemen.
Hey.
What's going on with the volume?
They're saying our volume's way low.
Our volume is way low. That's the one. What is that setting? No.
Sound like you're in a tunnel.
Is it because we have like another camera on somewhere? Or a mic on somewhere? Doesn't have to do with this thing, does it?
That's not plugged in.
Which one? This one. Let's try 50.
Test, test, test.
Try that. How is that? Is that any better?
That looks a little better. Let us know, guys.
I think that's the right setting, if I'm not mistaken.
Alright, let's get these
rounds. Much better.
Much better. Alright.
There we go.
Thank you, Patrick.
No problem.
Alright, let's get this all worked out.
We're going to watch you guys. I want to watch my also want to watch my own deck. It's like watching myself play. Okay, so we actually got. Can they hear us pretty well now?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so we got two options. Well, right now this is check pile. This is so weird. This is my Grixis Delver deck. So we have my Grixis Delver deck versus Tim's check pile deck, which I helped him build, so I know what exactly is in it. Or why are we sans Kyre? I don't know.
Kyre decided to take a day off, take a rest.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to tell you.
Two here.
So we've got this one. So we've got. No, Tim's on the left. No, Ryan is. No, that's weird because that's my card. Okay, that's Tim because that's my deck because I got the Italian stuff. Okay, so we got Tim versus so Tim's on check and then Ryan's on Grixis. Our backup match is gonna be Grixis Delver versus Steel Stompy too, so that'll actually be kind of fun. So we're gonna have a lot of Grixis Delver, which is usually rare. Generally, we probably have 1.5 Grixis Delver players. It's usually me and Noah. Noah's bouncing between different decks. So this will be probably the most Grixis Delver you'll see tonight. Okay.
Right.
We got Spell Pierce already. Huh. Oh, we Spell Pierce the Forest. That's good. Okay.
Who's who here?
That's Noah's on the right, and then
cool.
the other fellow's on the left.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, let me watch this one. So where are we at in this game? So it's a Deathrite down, which probably and the Baleful Strikes. That's pretty good. Two young Peasies and a Pro. He's got the fetch for the Volk. Okay, now let's see here. So we're on this one, right? The one on the right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, start by Ryan. So he's got two young Pyromancers, so we're going to see that. So Tim's deck has got Deluge and pretty much, I think that's it to answer young Pyromancer game one. He's got two, keep that in mind.
Yep.
So what we've missed so far is just kind of a small counter magic war, which both players 2-for-1 themselves with Force of Will. Tim removed a Baleful Strix, which is kind of odd. Baleful Strix is a house against Delver, so we've seen a Thoughtseize take I think another Pyromancer, and then so kind of an early counter war. And then Ryan's got Ponder and Probe, so he's got gas for the young Pyromancer if it stays open, which found also Brainstorm.
We're gonna see a Brainstorm here.
So we're gonna see two tokens at least next turn, pretty much.
I see Colligan's Command being one of the cards that Tim drew there, and that might be able to deal with this Pyromancer and get rid of the excess value. There's going to be a couple tokens left over, but can at least get the threat off the board. And here we see Tim's hand is Strix, Deathrite Shaman, and Colligan's Command. So pretty powerful cards there.
It is, but his tempo's a little off because I know there's a Trop on top. So that means he needs Deathrite to get red mana, and it's going to take him at least 2 turns.
Sure.
So, and I think Ryan is probably going to realize that. So Ryan has 2 Ponders, ironically. The thing about young Pyromancer is he can be a little underwhelming. There's sometimes where you can just steamroll with him, but the thing is, like, Tim's got time to kind of find his answers. So...
Interesting. So Tim kind of looked like he was going for just a Baleful Strix there. And
he knows what the top card is.
Interesting. And then Deathrite Pass. I suppose this plays around days and...
well, I would be more apt to lose the Baleful Strix, not the Deathrite.
Sure.
Especially when well, he did have a Volk, so what I thought was a Trop was a Volk, so that's probably why.
He still had the Trop. Yeah. Trop was on top. That's what he drew into. Ponder coming in, more tokens coming in on Ryan's side, and that Wasteland is going to be pretty good.
let's take a look. I can't tell, but it looks like there's a true name true name and 2 lands.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be Italian. Yeah. Just looking at my own deck, you can't tell all my cards are in Italian. So like, there's another ponder. I think we're gonna see a shuffle here.
That looks like a shuffle to me. It looks like he's gonna take a land.
Well, what was the
land shuffle?
Yeah, well, he needs a 3rd land. So I guess he wanted to find out no matter what. You know what? To be quite honest, I think German cards are a little bit classier because they're rare to find and they look cooler. I just like Italian. I like Italian things. I love soccer and I love Italian. My favorite league is the Italian league, so I like Italian stuff. That's really it. Just a personal preference.
There you go.
So I've got a buddy who has elves in full German, and it's pretty sweet, especially elves because it makes the elves look tougher. Weird names like Queer and Ranger. It's like, Lockton Snockton Ranger.
There are some really good German names for sure.
So Ryan's got. Does he have no cards? So it was a death right.
Yep.
He's got no cards.
Ryan's hellbent.
So he left the true name on top, which could be good.
I think he fetched.
Why? Yeah. Why? What happened to the true name? So we got death right. Maybe it wasn't. No, it was a true name. I feel pretty good about it.
Maybe he just felt true name wasn't the way to go here.
I guess it's the same line as Young Pyromancer, like with Deluge, Like
sure.
if you're going to lose your Young Pyromancer, you're going to use your true name too.
Yeah. Nice. That'd be cool. That'd be sweet. Yeah. You should definitely stop by.
So seeds of Tim's. Okay, so what are we seeing off of Tim right now? Is he going to cast Culligan's?
Yeah, I think this is going to be Culligan's command, and that's probably going to return
Deathrite and kill
Deathrite.
Kill Pyromancer.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Young Pyromancer is a great card, but like, if you see how easily he recovered to it.
Definitely, yeah. And those elemental tokens are pretty bricked off by the Tim's board.
Exactly right. Yeah. No, he doesn't. He's got a pond.
Yeah, here comes Ponder.
That's like Ponder number 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's Young Pyromancer, Probe, and Brainstorm.
Okay.
So, I lied. My Italians are my Brainstorms are actually Spanish, so I lied. So I'm Spanish. I couldn't find Italian Brainstorms. But I mean, is Pyromancer what you want here? That's the thing is, he can do stuff, but
I don't know.
He's gonna probe.
Seems like he just wants to keep going with it. Tim reveals a Scalding Tarn.
The thing is, though, is true name was what he wants, right? Because at this point, at this point, the game is, hey, if you get Deluge, it's over anyway. So I think you just try to slam true name. You want to slam true name and probably lead with like a Fork Bolt just to kill Deathrite. Because Ryan is already at 12, which is with 2 Deathrites is
getting pretty low for sure.
And there's plenty of gas in the graveyard. That's one thing too. Is even Gurmag Angler is going to not be that scary. That's why I wish we could have seen the first 2 turns because a lot of counter magic got played, and just to see kind of what was worth it. Because Spell Pierce is really really good in this matchup, and seeing the Spell Pierce removed for Force of Will makes me wonder, how critical the play it was. Because if you can Spell Pierce that Culligan's command, this game looks a little different. Not.
So down comes Young Pyro. Brainstorm is the follow-up in hand for Ryan.
His Deathrite is pretty much countered by the other one, so
for sure. The fact that Tim has 2 Deathrites in play is huge here, right? Like he's able to keep forcing the plays with Deathrite.
Yeah, he may as well just keep the Brainstorm. There's no reason not to.
Attack? No.
He's burned.
Okay.
This is end of
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he's basically just making Ryan basically tap his Delver.
Gotcha.
Which is good. And he's gonna attack his graveyard just to prevent Gurmag, obviously.
For sure. Yep. Yep. Yeah. And Ryan's slipping pretty low here at 9. Down to 8.
He's even, so yeah, it makes him even, right? The Baleful Strix puts him on even.
Sure. And
so
only 2 tokens to worry about, not much going on there.
Days in a Brainstorm. Like I said, if we find like a Fork Bolt, like this game gets.
Yeah, Fork Bolt would be good.
Like how we want to draw a Fork Bolt, not Lightning Bolt.
Fork Bolt would be good. Lightning Bolt would also be fine.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
a Lightning Bolt.
So he's got Wasteland, Daze, Lightning Bolt, and I think another Probe. So Lightning Bolt's really relevant right now. The idea, the Wasteland, not so much. I probably would have kept the Wasteland in hand just so I could brainstorm it back, but yeah, it's each minute.
Yeah, Wasteland really not doing much on this board for sure. Tim has 4 lands in play, soon to be 3.
I think Tim's got another Scalding Tarn or another land in his hand too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. He's going to fish out a Deathrite activation. If he fishes out a Deathrite activation, I mean, we could see an attack. Because then Ryan will bolt the other Deathrite.
Sure.
And then he's going to swing in for 4, you know, and it's going to bring the clock more even. And it gets to the point where that Fork Bolt or that other Lightning Bolt now break open the game. So yeah, I mean, Tim's got to whiff a few times. That's just the truth. I mean, there's a lot of active draws.
Tim's drawing a lot of air. I'm not sure if Tim's playing Liliana, but that might be another good draw to get him back into this game.
All right, it's pretty good. It's pretty massive. So
here comes the Brainstorm.
He's just eating it. Is he? No, he's brain. What's he doing? Yeah. Yeah, this is the play we talked about. We
exactly.
Yep. Play. So he's doing it in response to the fetch. You eat a person here. I mean, there's no...
For sure.
You eat the young Pyromancer. Yep. There's no reason to bluff anything.
Yep.
Gain 2. Or not. Maybe he's got something. I don't know. There's definitely a young Pyromancer in the yard. I know that. I'm not sure why he didn't eat. Maybe he's got another... Maybe he does have a spell in his hand he wants to cast, like an Abrupt Decay.
Abrupt Decay would make sense.
I think we're going to see a Badlands here, which means, yeah, he's... No, we're not.
Underground.
Thought we'd see the Badlands just to have the second red. I mean, this is why I like Excalibur. I mean, like, we're never really out, not really out of the game. Tim had a good start, but he wasn't able to capitalize it.
Yeah, Tim's kind of just run out of gas here, staring down what isn't a hugely overwhelming board, but it certainly does a lot. And
so with Ryan's Snapcaster, or not Snapcaster, Deathrite tap down, Snapcaster Cooligan's Command's a reality. Jace is a reality too.
I guess a Lightning Bolt in the hand.
Because Ryan doesn't have any cards. And Daze is on top, I think.
In Tim's hand.
Yeah. He's got 2.
Activate. In for 1. Ryan down to 6.
I don't really like
holds
it.
Back Baleful Strix. Okay.
Why did he activate the Deathrite like that?
Unsure.
Because
it's kind of a weird timing thing, right?
Well, the tokens are attacking right now. There's 4 tokens attacking, and
you'd imagine he'd want it on defense.
Yeah, let's see what he's got. We're about to find out. Maybe there's a Lightning Bolt and a Diabolic Edict.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
why. Yeah, there's a Deathrite. Well,
maybe he did just to get around the opposing Deathrite. He feels like he's ahead on the race. Or
he could
to push damage.
Is he just trying to kill him with because he's at 6? He may be just trying to kill him with Baleful Strix and Deathrite.
Yeah.
Because right now with Baleful Strix and Lightning Bolt, Tim's at a figurative 2.
Right.
Not Tim. So Ryan's at a figurative 2. Yeah. I mean that's about it.
So 3 on board currently. Ryan can't activate, and
well, he's got
interesting. So
Trop and Deathrite.
Tim's just gonna pack it in.
Is Tim packing it in, or is Ryan packing it in?
Hard to say.
I think Ryan's packing it in because he's at 6.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Still though, I
think Tim got that game, just barely.
Think so.
All right.
That was one where maybe we had some of the cards wrong in our head, but I thought the lines could have been a little different. But
definitely interesting.
Alrighty, let's take a look.
Our back table is already done.
They must have that's weird. Well,
if Steel Stompy got it quick, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Steel Stompy deck. I think it's just, but I think Delver games 2 and 3 has a good matchup, so that's why I'm kind of confused. Okay, so going to the board. This is actually Force of Wills are going out. Pyroblast coming in. I know Ryan's sideboard, obviously, because it's mine. I like to bring in Grim Lavamancer or his Ecstatic Caster. I don't have his Ecstatic Caster on the board right now, so he'll probably bring in Grim Lava. He probably won't bring in Grim Lavamancer because a lot of people don't like to do it against check pile. But Liliana Last Hope's coming in for sure.
Yeah.
The Flusterstorm's coming in. For Tim, I'm pretty sure he's just got more removal he's bringing in. Probably the second Deluge, probably some combination of Lilianas.
Sure. Yeah.
But, they're kind of... The matchup's not going to change that much. Tim's just going to have more removal. Ryan's going to have more efficient counter magic. That's about it.
Ryan getting the play, I think, is kind of big here too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the goal here is obviously Death Right Underground Sea, and being able to Death Right Underground Sea with Days back up, and then potentially being able to Wasteland can close the door pretty quickly. It may. The biggest thing is it's going to make Tim fetch basics early, so that could hurt certain plays like Liliana Last Hope and things like that.
Definitely, yeah.
We'll see. Jace taking out his Jaces. Jace is pretty good against Gurmag Angler, but kind of see what he's taking out. But it was an interesting game one. Assuming Tim got it. Just kind of looked like that Cooligan's Command is what did it for him. But at the same point, that second Young Pyromancer almost stole the game back. I think Ryan kind of was cantripping a ton, so it helped him kind of generate an army, but kind of probably need to find a lightning bolt a little quicker. But kind of the sad part that put Ryan in was just probing, probed 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, definitely.
He probed 4 times, but the 4th one he cast off the blue mana.
Yeah, it's a lot of life to lose.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's ironic. It's funny because there's games. I forget what it was, but I think round 3. I think against Calvin, round 3 on Tuesday. I think I probed 4 times, and generally try to space them out, but I was just trying to jam like a 2/2 Gurmag, and I had 3 probes, and it was and it was already at 14, and then with the fetch I was at 13, and it starts making kind of odd lines for them because they do run Lightning Bolt, they do run Snapcaster, Cooligan's Command does do 2 damage. I mean, it starts putting some odd stuff in the
very
board.
incremental damage, just chipping away.
Especially Death Right too, right?
For sure.
So that's my buddy.
You have a fan.
Yeah. That means we're getting. We've been kind of messing around with Magic Online. And it's been kind of odd because we just play our good old Honda Civic, and we literally just keep running the combo over and over and over again. And one reason I kind of wanted to play today was just to play these matchups. And that's why it's ironic that we're watching my deck play against the check pile. But literally, we played. I think in 15 games we played 2 fair blue decks. Yeah, I think we talked about this earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's just I'll tell you one thing: I'm ready for Black Red Reanimator whenever I play it in person.
Yeah, I'd say that's one good thing about the shop here is there's a ton of different decks in the room. So, and most of the pilots are pretty competent with their deck. Lots of people know a bunch of different strategies, so it's really kind of a cool place to play.
Yeah, no, I agree. We got a good little miniature metagame that sometimes gets that is a little weird,
Definitely be a little funky.
Yeah. I know we had Burn win Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
So and like I said, beat Grixis Delver. I was playing Grixis Delver. Beat Josh playing Miracles. We're gonna mute you. But we got some good Magic decks here. I think we miss out on a few decks our Elves pilots don't show up as much.
Right. Yeah.
But Trey started playing Death and Taxes, and he did pretty well. He went 3-1, right?
3-1. Yep.
So it'll be good to have more diversity. So
all right. Well, Ryan starting us off with a turn 1.
There's the dream, right?
Yeah.
There's a basic island, which is going to be relevant.
Jorgensen. Thanks, buddy.
Let's see here.
Such a hero.
I wish we could see their hands. So Tim's getting a turn 1 ponder, which generally is a good thing for him because now he's going to start sculpting. While let's see, Ryan. He's actually not playing.
Kyer disappeared. He ghosted.
So we got with Ryan. Okay, Ryan, we got Brainstorm, Delver. I didn't see I saw Wasteland. We got 2 Wastelands. I mean, this is relevant. Like we kind of talked about this. Like Tim getting basics is going to be important, especially with these early turns with Ryan going first.
Definitely.
And him naturally having that island and being able to fetch in the swamp is going to be pretty relevant. Like I said, here's a good Delver. He's got 3 Brainstorms. See, we were talking about that. That's the play, right? I mean, if he had the Wasteland, if Tim goes Ponder Underground Sea, the game almost closes out in a weird way because then that Delver's probably flipping because Ryan would Brainstorm the same turn. And,
sure.
I mean, that's the thing.
Tim just falls so far behind.
Yeah. Oh, there's another Death Right. So, this is a really, really good start. Ryan's probably just going to jam this pretty hard, but for the most part, Tim's now on needing to find board wipe sooner and later, and Ryan doesn't have the days, but he's got to be thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if he runs into a Toxic Deluge in turn 3 into a daze, the game ends.
Yep.
So
it may not be a luxury. He's able to play around,
yeah.
And here comes Thoughtseize coming in.
Let's see here.
Ryan's going to Brainstorm in response, I'm sure.
He's got, 2 Brainstorms and a Wasteland?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Why not just let him... 3 Brainstorms, maybe. Why not just let him take a Brainstorm? It's not like we need to hide anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't know why we're getting a Tropical Island either.
Unsure.
Okay, get an Underground Sea. Get an Underground Sea or get a Volk. Don't get the Trop. Okay, that's fine. Needs the double black for last time. Yeah, I think that. I mean, we can hide cards, but we're already hiding cards because I guess
he wants the opportunity to just get the Delver set up. But
why did he fetch? He's kind of also he's got Brainstorm and Wasteland, right?
Yeah.
The funny part is it's not a bad Flutterstorm because it kind of shows that Ryan needs help. But at the same time, I think Ryan should just let the Thoughtseize resolve because it's like, okay, I have 2 Brainstorms and Wasteland, right?
Yeah.
Like so, but also I have a fetch, so I'm basically telling you this Wasteland that's worthless. It's actually a good card because it's going away to the fetch.
For sure.
So I guess there's that tendency when you see the Thoughtseize, like I gotta hide my cards, but in that moment it's just like, here, what are you gonna do about it, right? Because my hand's gonna change next turn.
Sure.
So,
well, Delver blind flip stays.
That's good. That's probably right now, like I said, Toxic Deluge isn't an option. There's going to be a lot of damage dealt. The Wasteland may even keep him off. I mean, Tim may have to go fetch, pass.
Yep.
I think his best thing would be fetch, pass, Bevelstrix.
Ryan definitely in the driver's seat here, able to push through a ton of damage with these Death Rights too.
Let's see here. All right, Tim. I can't think of another line other than us just wanting to go get Toxic Deluge. I really can't.
Yeah, not unless you can start throwing some bolts around. Bolt, caster bolt, something like that.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, bolt would be decent.
Fatal push.
Brainstorm. Face Brainstorm. Don't daze it. Do not daze it. Do not daze it. Please don't daze it. No. What is happening? Okay.
All right, we're just gonna.
We're gonna eat a Thoughtseize and respond. Okay. All right.
Then we're gonna daze it.
I don't like that. I mean, that was our. Yeah, I guess Ryan is thinking, man, he knows I have a day, so he's gonna play around it. So I just need to fire it off. But I think there's relevance to making him wait a turn,
Sure.
There's a Pluto Delta, so Tim is going to be able to play a 3rd land. I wish we could see his hand better. He's got a grip of cards. There's a bunch of blue cards. I see 1 black card, and I see a Death Right Shaman.
Don't see a ton of removal. Definitely lots of cantrips.
There's definitely no red. I'll tell you that
Right.
much.
Yeah.
So really, it's just going to come down to, I think, an all-in play from Tim.
Definitely.
And at this point, if you don't go for the all-in play, you're losing anyways. So like, let's just throw the Hail Mary, and heck, someone's going to catch it in the helmet.
Puts a ponder on top.
That's fine. I think we're
putting back. One more card. Looks like that might be a Liliana.
So from Ryan's angle, Ryan wants to find the Flusterstorm.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the best draw you can get.
Still thinking about that second card to put back. There we go. Still thinking about that second card to put back.
So Ryan looks for Fluster. So Ryan wants to draw Flusterstorm. Spell Pierce is fine too. Like, so there's Spell Pierce and there's Flusterstorm.
Yep.
And so I mean, there's three.
Even like another Daze would be pretty good now that the Daze is gone.
It's true.
That would still protect
against. Can you imagine if we had
deluge.
if we had 2 Dazes though?
Oh yeah,
that's the thing.
Sure.
That's the only thing. It's just like I felt like Tim's follow up this term. His best follow up probably would have been Deathrite Shaman or Baleful Strix. And if you're Ryan, I think you're just okay with that. Like, you're just like, that was the best. You know, you just took a turn to do that. I'm okay with that. I got a 3/2 flyer. I got 2 Deathrites. I've got a Wasteland that's going to hold you back a turn. And I've got Daze still. So that's my thinking on it.
Tim opts for Underground Sea over Volcanic. Plays out Deathrite.
Well, I think he just knows he's going to lose it. So he's thinking, I'm just going to get the dual land I run the most of.
For sure.
Which is fine. That was, you know.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, there we go. Underground Sea. That wasn't a mystery. That's going to happen no matter what. So let's crush and let's see here. Come on, Ryan. Give us a peek. All right, Scalding Tarn from Tim.
Okay.
So there's your red source.
So I think if you're Tim, before you do anything here, you probably have to start out with a Brainstorm or a Ponder or something like that.
I think this has got to be a bait, because we know he's got the Scalding Tarn, right?
Yeah.
So he's just, or he's saying, what can I do? Maybe, you know, we had some like really aggressive Deathrite plays.
Yeah.
Already. I always joke that Deathrite's a policeman. These are like these are those policemen who didn't go through the sensitivity training. They just hit first and ask questions later.
All right, looks like Tim has Strix in hand,
which is good.
Which is really good.
Unless Ryan's got Pyroblast, which he could, because he's got 2 Pyroblasts in there.
Good.
The thing with the Strix is the Strix will shut down the Delver, but it doesn't kill the Delver, so Ryan can draw into removal for it. And Tim's still at proverbial. Okay, there's a Kolaghan's Command. You know what would have been really good right now? Give you a hint. Daze.
Looks like last card in hand was 3rd Underground Sea for Ryan. Deathrite's going to activate at end of turn.
Kills the Kolaghan's Command, so that's not getting recurred. Still a good position for Ryan. I mean, he didn't lose anything. That looked like Flusterstorm. You know, this gets to the point where you just let Deathrite take you home.
So Tim has to kill one of these 2 Deathrites this turn.
Yeah. And this is the one time I wouldn't mind seeing an Eat in the upkeep, because then it forces Tim to use the mana.
Sure.
So I figure with these 2 guys we were going to see that, but I guess not. They keep bouncing back and forth. Just looking at his grave, right? He's worried about Grimag. The funny part is the card I'd be worried about. Okay, so there's Verdant.
I think at this point you just have to beat the board and hope that they don't have a follow-up, at least until you can rebuild. You can't worry about Grimag.
So Tim's gonna go to 4. So now he's presented.
Dead in a turn. Still,
he's gonna get. I think Ryan's gonna get Trop or Bayou, or Tim's gonna get.
Okay.
So he can counteract it. Tim's got to have some sort of juice here, though, because he's going to 2 no matter what.
Counteracting is not, yeah.
So, can't play Jace. Don't tap the Bayou.
Like an Abrupt Decay or something here. But Abrupt Decay just kills you.
No, it's fine, because he can no, you're right. He doesn't have the second, he can't cast Abrupt Decay and save himself.
Right.
Either way, because he has to use the Bayou and he has to use the, I feel like that's what he's kind of looking at.
Yep. So Ryan's going to take that game, and we'll be moving to game 3. And yeah, that's just exactly kind of the Grixis Delver.
Yeah, I mean that's what you want to. That's what you want to do, and they did it.
Yeah.
Tim has some good opportunities to do some stuff. Just biggest thing was tempo. His tempo was too slow. Grixis Delver's tempo was a lot better. And
lots of early pressure backed by a couple key counters and off to the races.
I think with Tim's hand, I mean, even better if he had a fatal push. I think a fatal push probably, one fatal push probably puts the game over in Tim's favor at least, and we're probably still watching it with a little different life point totals. But for the most part, Brian's putting his Spell Pierce back in. Please put your Spell Pierce back in. The reason why I play 2 Spell Pierce. One of the reasons why is because of 4-color control or check pile, because it's good. It stops Jace, stops Kulgan's Command, stops Toxic Deluge, Lily on the Last Hope, Lily on the Veil.
Oh yeah,
Yep. It's one blue to counter, one blue spell.
And a lot of places it's so much better than Flusterstorm. Like
with the problem, well, Tim did take his Jaces out though, but I wouldn't assume that. Usually they get left in. Wait, Ryan's taking Days out? What?
So it kind of makes a little bit more sense on the draw. I'm at least some number.
I'm a believer I'm a believer of keeping a day. The only really matchups I'd take Days out against is like Death and Taxes on the draw. Like most of the time, especially this matchup with Wastelands and with his mana base and what Tim has to do. Look at that last game, right? Look how good Dazes were when he drew Daze late.
Sure.
Yeah, and we even made the joke, man, if he drew another Daze, that'd be good.
Definitely.
That's the thing is like Daze is. I think people think Daze isn't a hard counterspell, but yeah, I think a lot of times it is. And if you make them play around it, there's a lot of value into it, and there's also a lot of value of casting the Daze. And I think people kind of forget about that. In this matchup where it's all about trying to, fit in plays and sneak in windows, because Tim's deck is pretty linear. Like, we know what he wants to do. He wants to get extra value. He wants to kill your creatures. And then he's, it's going to be a slow, methodical kill with either Death Rites, Baleful Strix, or Snapcaster Mage, right?
Sure.
So it's a linear strategy where Tim's going to be casting mana and getting value. So we know what his plays are going to be. So if Tim decides to play around Days, that means he's a 1 turn slower. So that means we can fit in windows a little better. And if we put in Tim in a situation like that last game where no matter what, he has a Toxic Deluge or he just is going to lose, then all of a sudden, when you Daze it, you win it. So it's one of those things where, like, yeah, there's value to maybe trimming them, but in this matchup with what we want check pile to do, they have high mana spells. Like, there's just no reason to board them out, in my opinion. I think you do see that a lot. It's kind of like the Force of Will trick where you always board out your 4 Force of Wills, against a fair deck. So let's board out our Dazes on the draw.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's still a really powerful card,
right?
Especially when Tim generally has to respect it, and I don't know. I would give them it. That's just me.
Like, I'd be tempted to cheat, maybe shave on it, but I certainly wouldn't take them all out.
This is a pretty good hand from Ryan. Basically the same hand, it looks like. We got Deathrite. Looks like Deathrite Shaman, Delver, and some land.
Yeah. Some cantrips. We're gonna see.
Let's take a look at his hand.
I think there's a therapy in there too. Yeah.
Oh, so he brought in therapy. That's a pretty good hand.
Yeah.
We were talking about those double probe Gurmag hands.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a pretty good hand. I almost think you have to take the therapy. It's unfortunate, but I don't know.
I'd be tempted to take Deathrite. It depends on what's in Tim's hand. Tim's hand looks like Ponder, Island.
What if Tim has like 2 Ponders though?
Yeah.
That's the thing is like there's a chance with Tim's deck running so many.
It's totally dependent on what's in Tim's hand, right? Like,
yeah. Also, and there's a chance Ryan doesn't cast his Cabal Therapy till turn 3 anyways.
Yep. So Tim does take Death Right.
So let's see the probe. Let's see what Tim's got. It's gonna get casted no matter what.
Probe to start.
Pay 2. Tim's not gonna be able to stop this. Certainly not in the business of force rolling Ataxian probes. Strawman. Okay.
All right. Double Liliana. So I think you're right. I think he probably should have taken the
absolutely
the therapy.
Well, Gurmag Angler does get around the Liliana, so maybe that's what Tim was worried about. It was just like my 2 Lilianas just aren't going to be good against the Gurmag, but it's kind of funny that he gets the Cabal Therapy play like that.
Yeah. All right, well, Tim's going to be relying pretty heavy on this Ponder to keep things rolling. There's a Lightning Bolt off the top.
That's pretty good for the Delver. So, it's a Force and...
Ooh, Force Ponder.
Yeah, then we just talk about how...
Yeah.
He must have put his forces back in for... I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't like forcing the Ponder, but I guess... Yeah. I don't know.
He did see Tim's hand and saw that was the only action spell in hand for...
He was thinking maybe I'll draw a land and I'll be able to cast Gurmag Angler with the Force. But, you can't. Like, playing Delver that turn and holding the Force in your own Ponder is fine. Or your own Gitaxian Probe, I guess.
So why didn't he pitch Delver then and get the extra card off of a second Probe?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's why I was a little confused by it.
Yeah.
I mean, so this is kind of weird. This is like we're kind of seeing a lot of interesting plays that when you look at the outcomes, they're like, oh, like he cast a Gurmag Angler this turn, so that was good, right?
Yeah.
But like you're starting to see like we probably could have been a little bit smoother about it. I feel bad for Ryan because he's also playing my deck, so he gets the most critique because I'm like, that's not what I would have done. But the thing is, that's not what I've done, and he's winning.
Yeah.
It's true to say that, but at the same point, like there's a lot of that in Magic where there is a bunch of lines, and generally, if your outcome's the same, people generally just accept it. But
Island pass for Tim. Looks like no action to continue things up. We know he's got Bolt in hand and some blue card.
The Bolt's gonna be relevant for Diabolic Edict too. So
definitely, yeah.
Because right now Tim wants to find an edict.
Yeah, very quickly as this attack coming across will drop Tim to 12.
Yeah. His position is not the greatest. But, his deck does run... So he's got 7 more cantrips in the deck. Mm-hmm. So, and he's got... Edict is a live draw. Cantrips are a live draw. Liliana the Veil is a live draw if he's got that. A lot of stuff is live. So, this game's certainly not done.
Delver coming down.
We got Lightning Bolt and Deathrite Shaman. You're going to play the Deathrite. You know what Tim's got. If he rips Toxic now, I guess you could have held back one of those guys, but kind of like in the same position again, Tim's already kind of in Hail Mary mode.
Be interesting to see if Tim boarded back in any number of Jace, because that would definitely be a good out to this situation.
Yeah, not really, though, because he's going to bounce the Gurmag Angler, get crushed by Delver, and Deathrite dies. I'm just assuming Delver doesn't
assuming he's going to bolt Deathrite end of turn here. And then if he's able to go land into Jace or something like that, then he might be able to get back in.
There's a Ponder, I think. Oh, it's Blue Delta.
4th land into Snapcaster Bolt. Okay, well.
Plays around Spell Pierce and Punish Storm, so that's fine.
We're down to...
There's another Lightning Bolt, so... We got 2 Lightning Bolts, and... Do we have another? No, that's it, right? 2 Lightning Bolts?
2 Lightning Bolts.
Okay.
And Tim is at 6. Ryan has no red mana currently. Here comes a block. Kind of surprised not to see that block last turn, to be honest.
Tim goes to 1. This game is virtually over. Maybe virtually over anyways.
Yep, Tim goes to 1.
The thing is, Liliana, the last hopes wasn't that great.
Yep. Another fetch off the top end. That's going to do it.
Him Pyroblast.
Yep.
An interesting game.
So Ryan takes it 2-1. Kind of felt like it didn't have to be quite as rocky the way that Ryan got there, but
yeah, I mean,
definitely got
Ryan
there.
usually doesn't play this deck too, so
for sure.
And it's just like there really is like 3 different ways Griff Stelver's played, and I think a lot of people kind of I don't know. I mean, Ryan was fine. He won the game. With Cabal Therapy, getting 2 cards is really good. But there's even like a part of me that wonders if the Leon Last Hopes would have done anything, because like it would have just stopped Gurmag Angler maybe. Sure. It would have stopped Gurmag Angler, but you know, I think you don't pass up the 2 for 1. It's just if it's there, you take it. Low hanging fruit, you know, generally takes just as good as the high hanging fruit. So.
All right. Well, our backup match is long done, but you guys get to kick it with us for a little bit while we wait for the next round to go. So, what other decks did you see in the room?
So we have Steel Stompy, so maybe we'll actually get to see Steel Stompy.
That'd be good.
Let's see, we got more check pile, obviously with Calvin. TJ plays the kind of the bug control deck. Let's see, and then I think we've got a few Death and Taxes and Maverick players. I think we got 2 Death and Taxes and Maverick player.
Nice. At
least. We got a Storm player, I know that. And then a few other people I didn't recognize. So maybe we got something spicy from them.
Well, it should be fun. 16 players tonight.
Oh yeah, we don't have show and tell. Gabe was here to the left. I like watching show and tell. So. Oh yeah, it's my Steel Stompy. It's an interesting deck. I'm not a fan of it. It's cool. I'm glad it's like a newer deck that people are trying out. We played a guy online and he goes Storm of any practice.
I have no idea, Jorgensen.
I don't know. I actually wanted to. I was hoping to see it. Yeah,
but they finished way too quick.
They either finished quickly or didn't want to be on stream. So if maybe we'll see him again. So I don't know. I don't know if he's really updated it yet. Hopefully we get him on stream and then we can figure that out.
Traxo seems spicy though.
Yeah, it's interesting. The decks, you know, it's one of those decks where if it's got those hands, it can go off. But then when I was playing online, I played against a Steel Stompy, and he would go, you know, Thorn of the Amethyst, and then literally the turn after that, he casts a Lotus Petal, attacks the Lotus Petal. I'm just I was like looking at my hand, and it's got like True Name and Gurmag Angler, and I'm like, I'm okay with this. Like, you know, And I think in the end, it only attacks 1 Brainstorm, while it attacks 2 Lotus Petals and like a Mox Oval from him.
Sure.
So it's one of the, you know, it's a Stompy deck. So the problem with Stompy decks in my head is you've got those hands where you just
you've got the good half and the bad half, and if you draw the bad half, like, you know.
And I don't know why, but I'm one of those people where I can't play decks like that. It's like in Hearthstone. You ever play Hearthstone?
Only a little bit.
So there's this one card called Patches where when you play a pirate, he summons it from his deck, right? I can't play any deck with Patches in it because I always draw Patches.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where just like any deck like that, I don't mess around with. Even when I was a kid and I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a deck called Lightsworn. Same way you wanted to mill this card called Wolf. I'd always draw mine. It's just one of those things where just like decks like that where it's just like you mulligan a lot or you're prone to mulliganing a lot. That's one reason why I like Grixis Delver is you don't mulligan a ton. Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing is when it goes off, it goes off. Like it's, I mean, there's a lot, and sometimes when you just untap with what Steel Overseer, it's just like, you know, what are they going to do? And that's you know what cards just can be insane is that little 1/1, the little guy in the air, especially when that guy just starts getting counters on him and he's like a 3/3. The reason why that works is once they've got their little annoying guys doing stuff, and you start to like be like, okay, I can turn the corner, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Then they play Arcbound Ravager, and then you're just like, okay, never mind. I'm just always. So it's definitely, like I said, I'm glad it's a deck that has shown up because
it's powerful.
Yeah, it's a deck that you'll see in the meta. I'm glad it is. Makes my 2 Ancient Grudges and my sideboard good. I can argue that I don't need the Abrade.
Yeah,
but it's definitely, you know, it's a newer deck that we were seeing. It's really popular in Seattle. It got second place at the 1K. I know that. Lost the check pile.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it can do good stuff against Grixis Delver. I'm not, I don't know the deck that much. I would assume it's weaker against check pile, but at the same time, going Chalice and Thorn, going Thorn against check pile seems pretty good because again, all their stuff's a turn later. So Kolaghan's commands are 4 costs, and with the whole City of Traders and Ancient Tombs and fast mana, sometimes by the time they cast a Kolaghan's command, it's too late.
Yeah, definitely. And it's kind of nice to see decks that are aggressive and fast like that and can kind of do some cool things with moving around the counters and stuff like that, as opposed to, like, say, your red Stompy variants or something like that.
Yeah. Does that deck play Karn?
I don't know.
Jorgensen, do you know? Does that deck play Karn? Does Steel Stompy play Karn? It seems like it would. It would run like 2. It runs, I don't know. Or does it disrupt your stuff too much? Because it seems like it'd be kind of odd if you like play Karn and don't have anything else. Then again, I don't know. I don't know, but
Well, in case you guys are just joining us, it is in between round 1 and 2 right now. We got 3 more rounds of Legacy action coming your way, and hopefully plenty more sweet decks.
I think 2. I mean, maybe is in the board. I don't. Me trying to like put this deck together and strategize it is kind of a lost cause because I just don't know it that well. I don't know the play style, but I can see it like boarding 2 at least, because maybe against okay, so if we assume that check pile is not the greatest matchup, and maybe it isn't, but I'm going to assume it isn't because it lost to it in the 1K, and I like check pile. It's a good deck. Abrupt Decay, Kolaghan's Command, good cards. Snapcaster, being able to recur them seems really good. Being able to dodge Chalice is really good. So if you know that, and you're going to play against check pile, what does check pile have to kill Karn?
Not a ton. Not a ton.
So, and he's got a high loyalty cost, so I don't know if it's a card that makes it in the 60, but I'd like to think if it makes it in the 75.
That's interesting, yeah.
And then you look at other matchups too. Let's see, here we go. Is going to have to live to be worth it. You're behind.
We saw one of Karn being played in Red Prison last week. Just in kind of that 4-drop Planeswalker spot that they have.
I don't know though. Is it better than Chandra?
They were playing Chandra as well, but I think they took out like one of Fiery Confluence, which is definitely incorrect.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's the thing is I'm just not an expert when it comes to. I mean, I know as much about Stompy decks as I know about Ballet. Like I know there's a spin that happens. I know you got to wear certain types of clothing. Other than that, you're not going to find me in a ballet studio. You're not going to find me playing Chalice of the Void, Blood Moon, or anything like that. So I've chosen to live in a different life, and I enjoy it. So
you're not about that ballet life.
You cast Brainstorms, Death Rites, Underground Seas, Volcanic Islands, Tropical Islands. Every once in a while you take an off day and you cast a Tundra, or not. You play a Tundra, not cast it. I can't think of any lands. I don't know. I guess every once in a while I'll play a Bayou or a Badlands because of the check pile, but I don't know. It's not down my lane, but it's a fun deck. Yeah. It's a fun deck though. I've actually lost to it playing Delver. I've beaten it playing Delver, and I've lost to it playing Delver. And the times he's playing someone. The time I lost to it, they just had a really good start with Spellskite. And it just made my removal kind of awkward, and it forced me to drawing the Ancient Grudge, and that was when I was using a Braid and Ancient Grudge, and I could only have Braid the Spellkite, and after that I was like, I'm going to 2 Ancient Grudge. So from now on, 2 Ancient Grudge or else.
Fair enough.
But that's like the great conversation right now is a Braid flex spot. What a Braid kills Magus of the Moon. That's the difference.
Yeah. Or like a bridge or a transfer or something like that.
Yeah, but don't Ancient Grudge.
Ancient Grudge does,
kills 2 of them
for sure.
Don't forget about kills 2 of them. That's the thing is it kills 2 of them. That's with Delver. You don't have a lot of cards like that. You don't have a lot of advanced cards.
So you're just kind of trading versatility for doing something better. But
being able to get 2-for-1 while playing Grixis Delver, it almost feels like you can't lose the game because it's such a battle of back and forth that all of a sudden you just got 2-for-1 and your opponent's obviously not, probably gonna be in a bad state. Let's see here. Are we getting pairings pretty soon here?
hopefully we'll come up here.
Yeah, we can't tell if there's people who are on time.
Nobody's on the tables yet. So should be pretty close to time in the round. There's probably a couple players who are in turns and figuring it out. We'll get started as soon as we can. So recently online, been playing against a lot of different decks.
Yeah,
it's been kind of weird to see. I played against goblins, red-black goblins online the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it deck style? I'm assuming we have black for Fatal Push for Death Knight?
I didn't see any of that black. The one black card I did see was Earwig Squad.
What?
Now, Earwig Squad might be a card that you're not really familiar with. But as a Storm type player,
not the type of person who plays Blood Moon,
it was pretty funny to
Earwig
see.
Squad.
We'll pull it up on screen.
Earwig Squad. Is it from Morrowind? Sounds like it's a Morrowind card.
It is.
I'm gonna name that.
So we'll get this up on screen.
Oh, what's just that Prowl? What? Prowl. Like, why don't you just play Goblin Ringleader?
Stand by.
Search for target opponent's library for 3 cards. I mean, they boarded it against you. I mean, that seems pretty. I guess they get your Doom, especially if you're playing like Doomsday.
So I was playing Doomsday.
I don't even know what I would get. I would just get your
They
Tendrils and your library
against me, and so here was the cute thing, right? They had 2 mana open, and they had a Goblin Lackey in play. So they swing with Goblin Lackey.
Okay.
They put in a Goblin War Chief, which made the Prowl cost 1 less, and they can play it for 2, which is kind of a cute thing. You get a 5/3 for 2 mana, and obviously a Goblin War Chief.
A Goblin or a Rogue?
Goblin or a Rogue, yeah.
What's another Rogue card?
I have no idea.
Like
you'd have to play like fairies for rogues, right?
I don't know. Like, I guess it makes sense. You Earwig Squad and you remove what? Did you remove your Library Maniac?
It didn't matter, but
like, I don't
like everything that you run, you've got backups in terms of like Burning Wish into whatever. So it ended up not really mattering, but it was kind of cute and weird. Another deck that I came across was Death Shadow in Legacy, blue-black Death Shadow.
Yeah.
And I was pretty unimpressed by that.
Well, it's interesting because it's like there's another deck that does the same thing. I'm not sure what it is, but it runs like the same colors, plays like the same cards, except it plays Delver Secrets instead of Death Shadow. And it's just kind of like, why don't you just play that deck? Well, like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure there's times someone's tackled Death Shadow and gone Teamer Battle Rage or something, or Berserk and blown someone out. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool deck, but it's one of those things where I don't think it needs to exist because of the presence of the Delver decks.
Right.
Because it wants to be a Delver deck, which is Death Shadows.
Right.
And hey, listen, like, we already got Gurmag Angler, we got True Name Nemesis, we got Delver Secrets. Like, and you know what we don't have to do? We don't have to, kill ourselves too much.
For sure.
With Deathrite Shamans and Lightning Bolts and, it's just one of those things where, like, life does, those Deathrite Shamans get there. And we saw, those 3 games we saw, a lot of Deathrite activations, a lot of burning. 1 game Deathrite won it. I mean, it's obvious that it just seems odd where you want to hurt yourself so much and then your opponent's got Deathrite and just snap bolting. I don't know. It's a little risque if you ask me. But that's a cool thing about Legacy though, is you can get some piles of cards and you can do some cool stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising how much room there is. Like, I think the thing that I like to say to people when they're trying to get into Legacy as a format and they're trying to, they say, oh, but all those cards are so broken, blah, 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 all this stuff. You can just get turned 1 out of the game. I said, yeah, you get to play unfair cards.
Yeah.
Your opponent also gets to play unfair cards.
How many times do you get turned 1? I mean, that's the thing.
It's not very often that you get turned 1.
Especially in a
tournament. Be honest.
I mean, like, trust me, I got turned 1 twice by Black Red Reanimator with Chancellor backup last night. And it happens. And that's the thing is, like, we almost won the game 3 doing some ridiculous play. But it was one of those things where, like, it happens.
Yeah.
Such is life.
For sure.
But when you're in a 5-round tournament, it's not going to happen every single time. But those decks are out there, but they're not. You know what's going to happen? You're going to play them one time, and the guy is going to go off. You're going to counter his stuff, and then the game's end.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's just like, I'll always like Legacy. I don't know. I think mainly because of Brainstorm and Fetch, but oh no, we can get more people to comment than this guy. But it's just one of those things where it definitely is. People always say like it's a turn 1 format. It definitely isn't. It's one of those things where
it's probably a lot more balanced than Modern, to be honest, at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can get turn 1 by a large portion of decks that are just playing the do you have the force game, but even that portion isn't like as large as you'd think it would be, and a lot of those like turn 1 kills aren't deterministic either. Like,
yeah, and when the metagame as a whole, this is definitely true back in 2011 and 10, and like I said, I've only been playing Legacy or replaying unretiring for about 6 months now.
Mm-hmm.
And before, it used to be very rock paper scissory, right? You'd have your combo, you'd have your blue decks that can, your fair blue decks that beat the combo generally, and then you would have your non-fair blue decks, your blue decks that are, or your fair decks that are not blue, that can generally beat up the blue decks pretty well.
Yeah.
And you kind of have that strange thing. And it's still kind of true, right? I mean,
yeah.
Grixis Delver, people forget, like, people talk about why is this deck so good. The reason why the deck is so good is because it's 55-45 or 45
consistent, but
55.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where being 45-55, if there's a deck that's 45-55 against every single deck, that's actually not bad. That's almost 50-50.
Yeah.
And then when you make it an interactive deck where you can play yourself out of situations,
yeah.
That's why the deck's good. It's got game versus combo, and it's got game versus decks like Check Pile, and it's got, and listen, it can still beat Death and Taxes. It's, Death and Taxes has definitely got the tools to beat it, but sometimes you just kill them with True Name.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what makes the deck good. But like that's why I like Legacy is you do have those, that trinity per se, but it's not a hard trinity. It's not like one of those things where Maverick's got cards, Death and Taxes got cards for combo, Land's got cards for combo. But like I'm glad there is somewhat of a passive version of that.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a healthy metagame. I don't care what anybody says. Like you always talk about people like they want to live in a format where you can brew a ton. Like,
well, it's still wide open even within.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, Steel Stompy wasn't a deck, 12 months ago.
Yeah,
it was, but wasn't as good as now.
Look at like even Nyx Fit or something like that really wasn't on anyone's radar for a while, and then it shot way up because people were like, "Whoa, actually, this attacks things from a different way that people aren't ready for." And a couple months later, everyone knows about it, knows how to fight it, and life goes on. But
look at Search for Those Kanta, right? That's it's a card that's kind of shown up and done some good stuff for Miracles. It's a good card. The format does change. It really does. I mean, you can go back and look at the format when it didn't have Delver. It's so funny that it's hard to think of Legacy for me without Delver of Secrets. And because I always talk about Canadian Threshold, about how it was like my favorite deck back in the day.
Sure.
And I forget that Canadian Threshold didn't play Delver of Secrets.
The thing is, you take a deck that's 55%, put it in the hands of the best players. Yeah, of course. Like, you get so much edge. That's another thing. Like, the deck rewards good play.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the deck is built in a way that it has the right amount of decisions where you can kind of, if you're playing your best game of Magic, you're able to gain those percentage points.
This is kind of an awkward reference, but I remember there's a game called Versus System that was pretty prevalent, and there was a deck called Curve Sentinels, there's a deck called Teen Titans, and this is a comic book game, so Curve Sentinels is like it sounds, deck curved out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, very linear. You know what the deck's going to do, and if it does it, it's really good, and it's probably going to win. The Teen Titans deck was more a lot like Grixis Delver, where it was kind of play stuff off curve, do some tricks, and sometimes you beat them, you disrupt them, and you beat them. And the one thing I remember about the Teen Titans thing is what people always say about the deck was it punishes, people who, it punishes when mistakes are made on the other side of the table, and it punishes bad hands. And that reminds me of Grixis Delver. When your opponent has a bad hand, Grixis Delver really preys on it. It really punishes it. And it also, preys on when somebody makes a mistake, Grixis Delver is going to punish you. If you use the wrong removal spell on, a Delver, And then if you get Gurmag, if you Diabolic, you a Deathrite Shaman, and then I play Gurmag Angler, it looks odd. So.
All right. Well, it looks like we got players sitting down at least on one table.
Let's just go see who they are.
We haven't really been.
I don't even recognize them, and they're not using mats. And generally, the mats. Yeah, why did they get us the? Want me to go yell at Austin?
Yeah, that'd be good.
So it's. Hey, Noah, did you play last week? I was like, what? Derek, right? Yeah. It's Noah versus Derek. So
Noah versus Derek.
Noah's got the red sleeves.
Okay.
So Noah's on Grixis Delver with red sleeves, and we'll figure out what Derek's playing.
Cool.
I think I know what Derek's playing. Show me kind of Derek. Played Death in Texas. So it's Noah versus Death in Texas.
Do we know the name of?
No, it's Death in Texas. Derek's. I'm not too familiar with Derek. I know he's played a few times, and Calvin's played him, and I think he's a little newer to Legacy. It could be entirely wrong, but I know he's on Death in Texas because I made him show me in his hand. And hey, look, there's a Plains Aether Vial, and there's a Force from, which is good.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Noah did beat Still Stompy. Then we go Volk into Delver. See if that meets his swords. So that's really good. So the Vial getting forced is pretty pertinent because really Force and Spellpierce are only going to stop Swords to Plowshare. There's Thalia. Hopefully meets the days. Nope. Okay. No, I didn't flip his Delver. So Fork Bolt. So Thalia is going to pass away this turn.
All right.
So right now the position we're in is, so Derek's going to have a clean board. Noah's going to have a tapped 1/1 Delver, and Derek's going to be untapping with 2 mana. So after losing his Thalia.
It's got to feel pretty good if you're Noah here, being able to get rid of that Thalia and having a board presence to follow it up.
Tell you one thing, if he play the Krakus first. Play the Krakus first. No. No.
Wow. Well.
Play the Krakus. He's got a Krakus in his hand.
Ooh. That's.
I'm assuming he's naming Deathrite Shaman with or Waste. They're not naming Wasteland. I'm sorry. I'm not even drinking. So he probably named Deathrite Shaman. They're gonna be nice. It looks like do this thing for us. You got to play the Krakus, Derek. Please play the Krakus. He's got a Fork Bolt in his hand.
Yeah,
please.
This could be a blowout.
Please.
In for 2. And, ooh.
So he's lucky that Noah decided to, looks like Brainstorm instead of use the Fork Bolt.
Sure.
Which is interesting, because now that Krakus is going to save the Thalia. But, so that's what he chose to do. And I think the reason why is he's got a pretty heavy hand. His Daze, Brainstorm, and Gurmag. Not that bad. To be honest, Daze is probably too late to the party now. With Derek having 3 mana, Derek floods and draws a 4th mana. Pretty much he can cast everything in his deck playing around Daze.
Definitely.
But Gurmag will be good.
So here comes Flip.
I think he just maybe wanted to flip his Delta. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems. I don't know if I'd be able to pass up killing both those.
Well, right now he's losing
attack.
the race because that's 4 damage. So unless he's going to try to play Gurmag, but he's only got 4 spells. I don't know. He's got a Fork Bolt here. He's killing 2 guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we haven't seen the Fork Bolt yet.
He could tap out for Gurmag, right?
Well, he's going to Fork Bolt him and he's going to play Gurmag. That's what he's going to do. He gets to save Thalia.
He could just play a Gurmag here. Yeah.
You can do the weird Thalia blocking of Gurmag. He could have done both, though.
Okay, so he goes to block. Caracas goes to bounce, and in response, you Fork Bolt.
No, Fork Bolt's a sorcery.
Oh, it is sorcery.
But what he could have done was he could have at least killed the Revoker. Thalia would be in his hand right now, and he'd have to recast Thalia while looking at a Gurmag Angler.
So kind of taxing.
Especially with the Delver hitting in the air.
Yeah.
It pretty much means he has to swords then play Thalia. That's like his best play.
And with no Vial in play to get the tempo.
Keep in mind, then Noah's hitting him again for 3 next turn, and Noah has 3 mana to do whatever he needs to do, and Noah's got an extra Brainstorm. So it just puts Noah in a better position. Sure. You get what I'm saying? I think we're...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sanctum Prelate for 1. Sanctum Prelate for 1 is going to be interesting because it shuts off swords, but he does have the loop with Thalia. I don't think he can name one. Because doesn't he need Swords to Plowshare to get out of this?
Not if he comes across something like Recruiter of the Guard for Palace Jailer or something like that.
Sure.
There definitely are answers, but
it's interesting, and it's funny that we're watching so much Grixis Delver because how much I play the deck, and it's kind of funny because you see all these lines being done, and you look at them and you look at the outcome, right? Okay, we're looking at the outcome of a Gurmag Angler and a Flip Delver on a board, which is pretty good, and we're looking at Derek at 9, so we can't really ask for anything more. That's pretty good, right? We're in a good spot, but then we kind of go through our head with what we could have done, and you realize that it's kind of funny because I think. People talk about Grixis Delver being the Honda Civic of Legacy, and there's a lot of truth to it. But don't forget, there's different models of Honda Civics. There's one that has turbo. There's the basic one. There's one with leather seats. And if you want, you can have a Honda Civic that's got leather seats and a turbo. So it's not a shady car to play it right. See, now that Fork Bolt's just dead too, right? His Fork Bolt and his Brainstorms are all dead. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Remember how we had that Daze, and we said that how Daze was going to pretty much... Oh, wow. I don't understand that. Why it just happened. Why did he tap 4 mana for that? 3 for Thalia? Huh? I'm confused. What?
I'm unsure.
I don't know.
So down comes Wasteland. That's going to take care of Caracas.
I don't know. I'm confused. What happened with that Sword of Fire Nice? It costs 3 mana, so he even tapped for 4 mana. Sanctum Prelate didn't tax it. It's like he taxed it twice. I guess he chose not to pay for days, so it's not like we can go out there and correct the play. Yeah, I'm confused. Do we ever get a backup match, by the way?
Unsure.
Okay, so the Krakus is gone. There's another Revoker.
This is not working.
Yeah, I know, but he dazed it. So the daze effectively killed it. So you're right. But it's... Oh, yeah. For 4, it's 3 to cast. I was thinking of Jite. So you're right. So you cast it for 4. It's taxed because of Thalia. Dazes it, dies. Okay, you're right. Okay, it makes sense. I always play Stoneforge, so I just assume everything costs 2. Like Battle Skull costs 2 mana, right?
Yeah, obviously.
That's okay. Yeah.
Obviously costs 2 mana.
Sorry, I forgot Sword and Fire Eyes costs 3 mana.
Costs 1 colorless and a white. That's what Battle Skull costs.
Yeah. So sorry, I was wrong. Mother Runes is good against Gurmag Angler. So it's interesting that Noah's choosing the race. So
right.
Well, because he never found the answer. So yeah. Interesting game. Could have been played a little differently by both players, but in the end, the outcome was the same. So I think Noah was at least right to jam the Gurmag Angler as hard as he could. He did, and it won him the game. Derek mulliganed and got his Aether Vial forced. I think the force by Noah was good. So that was a pretty important play. And there we are.
There we are. All right, so let's check out if we have anything to switch over to.
As someone who gets really excited to cast Fork
We
Bolt,
do not, unless this
I'm
is
bummed we didn't get to see a Fork Bolt that game.
what's going on today. Well, we're going to keep things here.
Well, we can just talk about what this matchup is going to look like from the sideboard.
Sure.
So Noah's going to be on the draw. So what does that mean? That means
turn one vial is going to be a lot better.
So we're going to see the forces kept in by Noah.
Yeah.
We're going to see we talked about this earlier, right? When you take daisies out, this is the window.
Definitely.
So 4 daisies are going to the sideboard. So 4 forces are staying in for sure.
Yeah.
From there, Noah may have a combination of. I've been talking to him about the black mana base versus the red mana base. So maybe he's on the Marsh Casualties, Lily on the Last Hope. It's really good. Marsh Casualties is really good against the stack. Lily on the Last Hope is really good against it. Other than that, there's probably what he's bringing in. I can't really think of that much more. 2 Ancient Grudges or Ancient Grudge and a Braider coming in, for sure. Death and Taxes, I'm not really sure what they do. Again, it's one of those things where it's not in my color pie. I don't play Plains and Rashad ports. I can assume that what they want to do is, I've got no idea, so I'm not even going to guess.
Sure.
But for the most part, they're just going to try to do Death and Taxes stuff. They want to do turn 1 Aether Vial and do stuff like that. So that's it. And they want to port some lands, Wasteland, Noah's mana base. I mean, I guess the best thing that Derek could do is like turn 1, port into Aether Vial, and then Wasteland, and then port again. I don't know.
For sure. Yeah, I think basically you just want to tax everything that comes down and try to get yourself into a superior board position. Do we know if Derek's on the red splash or not?
No, looks like mono white. Okay. No, I saw Cabal Therapy. Cabal Therapy, so that's an interesting discussion, right? So Cabal Therapy gets brought in because of Stoneforge Mystic, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And I guess Recruit of the Guard. This is my only thing, is if you're bringing your 2 Ancient Grudges that kill Aether Vials,
right,
you really need to bring in the Cabal Therapies?
Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, I could definitely see having, like, it depends on how much room you have to mess around with and what you want to bring in. It's obviously pretty good with Young Pyromancer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of, you know, it's free value.
Yeah, it is, but yeah. Let's see what we got from Noah. Speaking of Young Pyromancers, 2 Young Pyromancers.
And a therapy.
Yeah, but it's a little too slow, I think. I don't know.
I don't see many lands in that.
There's a Gurmag. Hey, there's a Gurmag Angler, so he's keeping it.
Yeah.
So he's got his. The only thing with Young Pyromancer is if Death and Taxes goes wide. Yeah, but we're bringing in 2 Ancient Grudge and Marsh Casualties and Leon Last Hope. So there's 4 cards already for the 4 days.
All right. Wow. So.
And we're probably taking Spell Pierce out, so there's 2 more cards for Spell Pierce. It could be Therapy, or you could have.
See double Swords to Plowshares, Recruiter of the Guard, Batterskull, land, and a Wasteland. And that's such a slow hand on Derek's side. I'm really kind of surprised to see this hand.
I guess he's thinking that swords kills. I mean, there's like an old boxing thing. The punch that you get hit with last is what you remember, so you generally throw that punch back into your opponent.
Yeah.
What just killed him? Delver of Secrets.
Sure.
Gurmag Angler.
Yeah.
What kills both those cards? 2 Swords to Plowshares. So Derek's probably thinking, I just lost to Delver of Secrets and Gurmag. This hand seems good against that play. Cabal Therapy just pretty much wins the game.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah. And Therapy just gonna wreck this hand here pretty quickly, and we do see that there is Deathrite Shaman in Noah's hand. I think he's only got the 1 land though, and Third Swords is the draw, and that Deathrite should be in exile, not in the graveyard.
I don't think he's going to cast Gurmag Angler from it, which he probably will. So, let's see if it does.
This Wasteland is going to be pretty brutal.
Yeah, he's got to do it. He's overthinking this because he sees the Recruiter of the Guard. But you're right. Shutting somebody off their mana base is what you want to do here.
You saw him miss a land drop. I think you just have to go.
Do you want me to tell him about the death? It's gonna be pretty relevant.
Yeah. Plays Mirren Crusader. Okay.
I didn't even say a word.
So Derek drew and played a Mirren Crusader there instead of Wastelanding, and that's interesting. That's one card that I can maybe see, but it's kind of tough.
Well, he didn't play land, so it's gonna in the out like it's back to this kind of this outcome decision.
Well, I mean the difference is a Delver in play, right?
Yeah.
So
there are 4 Ponders and 4 Brainstorms, so leaving him blue mana for a turn. Don't overthink it. Just Wasteland. You got a Mirror Crusader. You got a clock. You're okay. You know. Please. No!
Recruiter for another 3-drop.
Oh man.
This is kind of interesting, right? Because this is 2 turns now that you've had.
Oh, is he gonna get a 3-drop? Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna get 3-drop.
Darn it! Why isn't he can he get a 2-drop?
He can get anything with toughness.
Why not get Thalia and then Wasteland next turn?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Do look at me, I'm a Death and Taxes master. You just drew Scalding Tarn. I mean, no.
And difference here between 1 and 2 mana is huge.
Gosh,
Your clock is quick, but it's not quick enough for that.
Yeah. You can cast Batterskull 2 turns. I don't know. I'm just going to cast Batterskull and flip it to Mirror Crusader.
Giving Carl around the Christmas.
That's why it's called Death and Taxes. That makes sense. The name tells you, It's not called like, hey, you're going to have fun in taxes. It's called Death.
Yeah. And Crusader eats a lightning bolt.
Hey, if we didn't stop that Death Ratch on, we'd see a Gurmag Angler.
For sure.
He's got it. If he is worried about Gurmag Angler, he's got to hit the Underground Sea. You just got it.
Yeah.
I know you want to Sanctum Prelate, for one. I know you do. But the thing is, it doesn't stop Gurmag Angler. No. You can draw more land. You run too many lands in Aether. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no.
Prelate for 1.
Maybe he's going to name 7.
Yeah, that'd be really funny. All right, down to 12. And flip.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Young Pyro into Probe into Flashback on
yeah, just get the
therapy.
I think that pretty much closes the game out.
I think you're right. Derek's just kind of overthinking things a little too much here.
Yeah.
Kind of shocking not to see.
One thing to keep in mind, Derek's. I think. Because he's right. The
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Thanks. I think Derek
prelate on 1
is newer to our legacy scene, and Death and Taxes. It's a punishing deck. Like it's hard to play.
Definitely is.
What is that?
Banisher Priest.
What the heck is that?
So Banisher Priest is a 2/2 creature that when it enters the battlefield, you may exile a creature underneath it, and then when it leaves the battlefield, it returns.
Oh.
So.
You know that doesn't stop? The Gurmag Angler in his hand. Wasteland. No, he didn't Wasteland again. Oh no. Oh no, drew a Wasteland. He's gonna Wasteland his Wasteland. It's insane. That's just insane.
Probably cast a Gurmag Angler.
Yeah, this is insane.
In for 3.
This is like my dream stream. We gotta only watch Crixus Delvers. Just Wasteland. What we? Yeah.
There we go.
Man.
Wasteland the Wasteland. And cast a very big.
Do something.
Gurmag.
Oh man.
Leave that therapy.
There's no threat of that Batterskull finding the field.
Nope.
Prelate on 1. I kind of predicted this. That prelate on 1 kind of felt like it was going to be underwhelming.
Yep.
And it has been.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know, with the angles of Gurmag Angler, Young Pyromancer, and True Name. Again, it's not. You know. There's Stoneforge.
Looks like Stoneforge coming down. This might be.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
this might be okay.
Well, it's going to give him another thing. I mean, it kind of makes Noah want to use the Cabal Therapy on his Delver to kill the Batter Skull.
He can't.
Oh, he can't? Well, yeah, what are we talking about? He's got Sanctum Prelate.
Yep.
Okay, we're like talking ourselves in circles. That's Noah. So then, he has a true name in Noah's hand. Wait a minute, there's a true name in his hand? Why didn't you just slap him with the Wasteland? I'm right about that one. I would have played the freaking true name.
Noah top decks another land like a pro.
Oh, man. He must be playing the...
In comes the team.
The game ends. Just play true name. Just end the game. Just win the game.
See block.
No, don't play a second young prime round. So. Yeah, just win the game. Game's over.
There we go.
See ya.
You think Noah targeted Derek?
I hope so. I kind of hope he didn't, just to make this more interesting. This is it. Ring the bell. Call the mayor. Start the parade. This one's over. Oh, man. This was an interesting game.
Yeah, kind of a weird matchup.
I'll tell you one thing. Every play I've said, hey, I think this is how it's going to go. Round 1, round 2, I've been completely wrong. And every time I say it, the Grixis Delver players won. So maybe I just don't know how to play the deck right. But yeah, I don't know. No, it's just throwing cards out. So, kind of outs that Derek's looking at. There's a Delver Secrets, which can't be played. The outs that Derek's looking at is... So he's going to bring in Batter Skull, right? And I guess that prevents Noah from attacking with a true name, I guess.
So you go Batter Skull...
And then draw Sarah Avenger.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you run Sarah Avenger, but it flies. I don't know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And Derek's defense, like I said, I think he's in the process of kind of. But yeah, I think our out is. Oh no, because we Sword of Fire and Ice gets around True Name.
Yeah, Sword of Fire and Ice can attack through True Name.
So we have like a really long ball out. Like our out is just True Names. Our out is going to be Batter Skull, Sword of Fire and Ice.
Sure. So...
Because we can't Sword of Fire and Ice on anything else, right? Because it dies to Gurmag.
I think the question is, do you double block Gurmag if it comes in? And it looks like Noah's going to hold back Gurmag for that reason. Derek might be too low on life.
He's at 7?
Down to 4.
Yeah, another young Pyromancer from...
down to 5.
Why didn't he put in the Batter Skull?
Unsure.
Okay, he's just scooping.
Definitely should have. So Noah's going to take that game, and that was an interesting one. It looked like there were a lot of different points where both players could do some different things and make it go kind of differently, but that is
that's it.
Match.
We got 30 minutes left. Let me see if I can go find someone who will go on camera. Because we got 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, can you talk to them at the front desk?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, so we're going to see about getting some more magic on camera for you guys. And in the meantime, we'll hang out. All right, so really weird stuff. It seemed like there were lots of times there where Derek could have made a slightly different play and just kind of run away with the game, but Delver did what Delver does, and D&T decided he didn't want to win. And that's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes, too, you get this idea in your head of a line, and you just kind of hold on to it without really thinking about what the board state is or what's really going on. You've got this idea in your head of like, well, all my cards cost 3, so I really need to just start powering out cards against someone who's already pretty mana screwed. So I definitely see what Derek was doing. It just ended up not being the right call. Delver's straightforward to pilot. It can be. Definitely can be. There's a lot of play to it when you get to like the nuances there. It looks like we're at just about time in the round. My timer was way off on this one. We couldn't get it going quite right. So we're going to have the next round starting up here pretty soon. And 1 second, guys.
Everybody's like in game 3, so.
All right.
So we're gonna have a lot of filler. The good thing is that means the round will end quickly, and then Austin said he'll use this thing. Interesting. Well, we're gonna have a good amount of time, probably like at least 20 minutes. I guess one thing we could do is we can like look at websites, right?
Oh yeah.
I know Goldfish had their This Week in Legacy post, so we can kind of pull up. This is filler time, so we'll get round 3 up here in about 20 minutes. We just had pretty much quick finishes. Looks like our backup match would have been finished too. It's pretty uneventful. It was Tezzerator versus Blue Black or Bug Control, which would have been interesting. But yeah, I looked at it a little bit. Let's see here. We got the Caranoso. Let's see, we got the Team Open. I mean, this is with the breakdown. And you know, the kind of issue with this is those SCG things, and they kind of, Jorgensen said it earlier, when you're going to get kind of a grinder's metagame, and you get the spike showing up, you're going to see that a lot, especially when it comes to these team events. Like I said, a lot of turbo depths, a lot of Grixis Delver.
You know, that's kind of the big 3, right?
Yeah, because turbo depths, I mean, it's just like if you're going into a team tournament and it's harder to find a legacy player per se, turbo depths is a deck where it's just kind of like you're picking Needle Wasteland and you'd go for it.
Definitely. And when that deck is good, it's really good, and it's really kind of a deck that punishes any stumbles at all.
Yeah.
And there is a lot more play to it as well than people give credit for. I've seen players that are really good play the deck, and there's a huge difference between players that are medium with the deck and players that are actually
absolutely. It seems like when it comes to kind of combo-y decks, it's like, I think Sneak and Show is a prime time example. I mean, there's a reason why, in my opinion, it's the best combo deck, is because it can beat other combo decks and it can beat other stuff. But yeah, I mean, so what we had Delver, Turbo Depths, Death and Taxes, Miracles, Dragon Stompy, Bug, the usual suspects.
Sure.
Bug Control, I'm assuming 4-color control's got to be in Bug Control. But let's see. Like I said, when it comes to Team Open, it's kind of hard to look at the deck that one But yeah, it's red white taxes. Like I said, Death and Taxes is a solid deck. The red splash is pretty fun.
Cards I've been really kind of shockingly happy with in this are the Direfleet Daredevils. They really do a lot. Like, they give you just access to another card. It's 2 mana, basically get to steal a card, like Snapcaster card from your opponent's deck. And the Pia and Kieran, it's cute. The Magus of the Moon, though, is probably the reason why you want to be on the red splash.
True. I mean, if you violent a Magus of the Moon and they just have Delver or Secrets on the board, probably game ends.
2 Mindbreak Trap in the board. That's spicy.
Path. Delver or Death and Taxes gets Path.
Yep.
Against Delver. That's when we were trying to figure out what they board in. Mono Red Prison.
Free 2 Karn.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
2
Karn.
Yeah. What they take out for it? They took out 1 Fiery Confluence, which I just can't see being right still. I have a hard time seeing that be the right card to cut. And they took out one other creature. Yeah.
Eldrazi.
Eldrazi.
That's kind of the stompy deck there everybody forgets about.
For sure. And they're playing 2 Karn in the sideboard, kind of like what we were talking about for the control matchup. Red Prison. Playing Hannaware.
That's kind of odd.
Hannaware Garrison. Well, that's a thing.
Yeah,
Sure, why not? Seems a little counterintuitive to me when you're running Blood Moon, but whatever. Turbo Depths.
Turbo Depths. Yeah, I mean, like, this is
pretty stock.
Yeah.
Allurin.
Yeah, this is a deck that. Allurin's one of those weird decks where it's just kind of like. I feel like this. You're almost there. You just got to cut your Allurins.
I always look at these. I always look at these decks and go, you could just play Leovold in a Bug Delver deck, right?
Or not even Bug Delver, just go Bug, True Names, right? Is Shardless Agent better than True Name Nemesis? I don't know. Maybe he is. So this is a deck that was a lot better when Miracles was around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those decks where it still does good stuff, though. I mean. Can you argue with 4 Deathrite Shaman, 4 Baleful Restricts, 2 Leovold? No, can't. So, see the classic. This is where you get basically Miracles with Chronos. So splash in the red.
And we've seen Josh do a bunch of different types of builds of Miracles with different win conditions here, there, and sometimes Keranos, sometimes Nahiri, sometimes. From the Ashes and stuff like that.
Yes. I mean, I think you get Pyroblast and you get your Blood Moon effects, or you're from the Ashes effects.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chronos is just kind of, it's kind of a cute little thing. But it starts working and resolves. So, Vendilion Click, just a solid card. Punishing Maverick. This deck is I'm a fan of this one. My buddy started to play Maverick again in Paper Magic, so he's been in the Discords and reading a bunch on it, and it seems like in the Maverick community, the big thing right now is Stoneforge Mystic, whether they're cutting it or keeping it in. Going to 2, going to 0. This guy looks like he's got 3 still, so he's still on the, the Stoneforge package. And it takes up 6 slots in this particular deck. It's certainly good, but, in a land of K commands, it certainly doesn't make it worse. So it's kind of interesting to kind of hear that dialogue and see what people are doing. Then at the end of the day, you got Grove of Burning Willows and Punishing Fire.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, it's overall a good deck. I'm a fan of the Maverick one. Is this the one? Oh, we're in Fiery Justice.
Fiery Justice. Wow, that's a card.
Do we have any Punishing? No, the one guy who plays Punishing Jun is the guy who usually streams, and he's not even here. So, Fiery Justice is a pretty spicy card. I think it's pretty cool. I saw it play the GP against my friend, and you know what? It did work. It absolutely worked.
Definitely.
I like the version that runs the 1 Trop and the Leovold. Big fan of that.
I could see that. Yeah.
Being able to green Sun Zenith for Leovold.
Blue splash.
I think you just run Leovold.
Yeah.
I don't think you run anything else. Just Leovold. It's got the. Like I said, here's another Maverick deck, and what do you notice?
Maverick,
it's got no Stoneforge Mystic.
But you're 2 Leovold right there.
There's no Stoneforge Mystic, and you got 2 Jetés, and you got Leovold.
Yep.
So.
And you're splashing that off of Tropical Island, Tundra, Birds of Paradise for Deathrite Shaman.
2 Noble Hierarch. I mean, you got 4 Green Sun Zenith too. Don't forget the 4 Green Sun Zenith.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's not that hard to be cast in that guy. I like this version. If I had to play, one of them, I think it would be this. But it's just like I said, this is the closest non-blue deck I'd play, I think. But yeah, like I said, it kind of emphasizes the Stoneforge list part just because K Command. I kind of got ahead of the article, but Merfolk. Ryan's been on Merfolk we saw him.
Yeah, I saw him on Tuesday with Merfolk.
He played against me, and Merfolk's one of those things where it can do some fun stuff. But it's a blue deck that doesn't run cantrips, so I think it's prone to just some not being able to sculpt its straws, and what you get is what you get.
And you've got 2 Smugglers Copter, but really, is that what you want to be doing with your with your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's a deck from kind of yesteryear.
You do get to play back to basics,
Yeah.
which is pretty sweet out of the board.
You get Chalice of the Void too. You got
Yeah.
Chalice on. It's one of those things where heck, not a lot of people can beat Aether Vial, Lord. If you play 7 Lords, you're gonna win. So you just be on the 7. Just play all the Lords.
And unblockable if most people
Yeah.
are on blue decks. So it's got that going for it, which is nice.
There's Nick.
Speaking of nice,
I
here's
refuse
Nick
to
Fit.
acknowledge that this is a deck, so I don't know anything. Once again, just a bunch of random cards. I don't understand.
Sam, it's kind of interesting in here. This was just kind of like value into big creature nonsense.
I just don't understand this deck. Like I don't understand why this is a deck.
One
Why is there only
Recurring
one?
Nightmare is kind of sweet.
I don't get it. It's just why are you running so many 1-ups? Because you got a Green Sun Zenith? I feel like we just saw a Green Sun Zenith deck. Why don't you Green Sun Zenith for Leovold or Knight of the Reliquary or anybody?
For sure.
So, and then
and
a Bomberman. Yeah.
Bomberman.
Pretty sure Brian must have wrote this article.
I love me some Bomberman. It just does sweet stuff. Like,
So,
Bomberman with 3 Karn, though, that might be pushing it. I don't know. Is Karn a card that you want in Bomberman?
I don't know. Bomberman runs Tundra, right? Oh, this one doesn't even run Tundra. I wouldn't know. I don't know. I don't know how this deck works at all. I like the Sean Brown guy. He was on the Rug Delver train for a long time, and he had some neat stuff about Rug Delver and was going over and he had a really neat article about just comparing all the Rug Delver decks, and he was doing his darndest to perform CPR on the deck. And the deck is such a great deck, and it's one of those decks where it's just like it's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys, where it's one of those things where won a few Super Bowls, got a bunch of guys in the Hall of Fame, Nimble Mongoose, stuff like that. But you're not going to win anytime soon. And that's the thing, is the deck's not going to win anytime soon. That's the Dallas Cowboys. Rug Delver is the Dallas Cowboys. So it's a great comparison. Pretty excited about that comparison. It's one of those things where we can still do some damage, but yeah, I mean that's some spicy decks. We're just kind of talking about that. Like there's it's interesting, and I guess this is a good conversation to have. With these buyouts happening, people are there's this fear, right?
Right.
Like Legacy's dead, but let's look at these decks. Grixis Delver doesn't play any of those cards. Turbo Depths.
I feel like the biggest fear for like decks like Grixis Delver is the mana base, right? So you're worried about like Underground Seas and
I'm not, so this is saying buy is at 270. I think they're at 250 more market price.
But like Turbo Depths is very accessible, right?
Yeah, I mean Underground Seas, yeah, they're pricey. Yeah. It looks like they're about in the 400s.
Yeah, they're in the 400s.
The thing is with dual lands is, and I'm not an MTG finance guy, and I don't really know too much about this. Or we can see both cameras just in case, right?
What's that? Yeah.
Okay. Is because this could be one of those conversations where it gets lengthy.
I
don't know enough about this part. So when it comes to buyouts, it's reserve list cards. I do know when it comes to dual lands, the way they're printed is there's more dual lands than there are a lot of these cards, from my understanding.
Sure.
So like I don't know if it makes them immune to buyouts. I'm not saying that I hope that's an argument. I hope that's true. I don't know if it is. Legacy's always been a format you've got to really invest into, and usually the hurdles have always been dual lands, right? It kind of still is that way. And it probably will always be that way. And the one thing I tell people is whenever you bought a dual land, pawn an unlimited plateau.
Did they really?
Well, you know what? That's one of those things where good luck with that. Because I don't know what you're planning on doing. I don't know any world where Plateau has never been the premier Legacy land. I can only think of it being played in one deck. Okay, so I guess it's Splash around White Taxes.
Sure.
Which probably isn't as good as White Taxes.
Specifically unlimited, yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. Any of the red-white decks, blue decks don't run Plateau. They just run Basic Mountain. Zoo, I think, ran one Plateau back in the day.
Zoo, okay.
And that's the only one I can think of. And I'll be honest with you, if somebody wants to buy out the Plateaus and make it a $200 card or a $150 card, okay, sure. I mean, it's kind of sad when you see how cheap they are. I'm okay with that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, we still have the mana bases, right? The mana bases are still they're going up in value. I tell people, if you want to get in Legacy, the first thing you should do is buy duels.
Oh yeah,
definitely. Like you hear that conversation so much,
and it's something that you can easily like buy in bits and pieces as you're getting together. If you have a collection together, you can just go piece by piece by piece, and that's fine. Like,
but overall, like,
or I mean,
looking at miracles, like
you can just bite the bullet too, because a lot of these prices, Legacy is a format that you're going to be able to keep playing. It's not a rotating format. You're able to hold on to these cards. These cards are not going to drop in value anytime soon. You're able to kind of figure things out on what you want to go after and what you need to go after, and those cards are going to be what you do first, right? So
but the thing is, duels are keep going up, and the thing is, like, Volk's pretty high.
Oh yeah, Volk's really high. I'm actually trying to buy one right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy what everything's going for these days. Like, I just bought a playset of LEDs right around when they spiked.
Yeah, look at the Volks are gonna hit 400 soon.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. You're with the whole team. Like this is the thing: is Paper Legacy has never been played more than it is now.
Yeah,
it is, and it's going up and up. And you're right. With the team constructed, people are buying into it, which is good for Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? About when it comes to beta duels and stuff like that. But that's the thing is, it's probably good that people are buying into it more and more. People are playing it online, and they're saying, "Man, this is a fun format. I want to play in paper."
Oh yeah,
and I'm glad I got to play online, and I'll probably keep playing online just to practice, to get more reps, right? Mm-hmm. And the truth is, when it comes to online, it's a completely different metagame. And if I had to pick a metagame to play in, I'd rather play in paper.
Oh yeah.
And it's just one of those things where I think Legacy's fine. Yeah. I think it is, but I don't think, the people who have duels now who are going to Seattle GP in Seattle and going to internal weekends, that's pretty sick. You got a set of beta.
You should look those up. They're probably worth something decent.
I'll give you this smart water bottle. Ferguson's right. We'll split them. You can have 3 of them. I'll take one. I see one. But that's the thing is, I mean, is it going to be sad? Hey, I played this guy twice last night. EW landed.
Yep.
Yeah, we played twice last time, I won one and you won one. He was playing Black Red Reanimator, and I was sad.
Sure.
So, I was sad the last game because we were playing and he was at 3, and I had Delver, and I had boarded 2 Lightning Bolts back in because he had Grim Lavamancers and Magus of the Moons.
Sure.
And I was just praying, just because after he played Magus of the Moon, I was just praying, give me that Lightning Bolt.
So, Magus, that's kind of spicy.
That was good, yeah. So I don't want to give away his deck, but it's I think it's probably the best Black Red Reanimator deck I've seen. It's with the Magus Moons and the Grim Lavamancers made a lot of sense, and especially playing Delver, certainly shuts down Deathrite Shaman, who's pretty good against them. Mm-hmm. But I had a dream that was not lived. But
Beta Volcanic Island, $6,400.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
there you go. So
that's pretty good.
Pocket change. Yeah.
You can buy. So if you sell your playset, $24,000.
You get a car.
You can actually buy a real Honda Civic.
You get a brand new car and have change over.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people. I want my Grixis Delver deck to be worth an actual brand new Honda Civic, so I can sell. I can be like, it's actually a Honda Civic. So I'm still wild. My duel, me getting I'm gonna have to get all 4 Black Border duels and foil fetched lands, and it's gonna be tough still. But yeah, I mean, that's insane how much that is. But that's the thing is, like, they're going up, but plays beta duel and he rifle shuffles. Ooh. I don't think I'm ever gonna sell my duels. The only way I would sell my duels is if I just upgraded. That's the difference. Sure. I gotta go check on that.
It doesn't hurt you long to.
That's why I buy
in the long term.
Buy duels, keep duels. That's what I tell people.
Oh, yeah.
Don't. The thing is, this is the thing, and people don't talk about this enough. Especially the difference between modern and legacy is from the fact, and it's kind of happening in modern too, or standard, is the kind of the way you see this a lot. People play a deck, they don't like it, they sell the cards, build a new deck.
Yeah.
Guess what? You really can't do that with Legacy, and you shouldn't do that. And it's one of those things where if you have some bad results, go in the tank, think about your bad results, come back again, and keep going. And really, when you pick a deck, pick the deck to play it.
Oh yeah.
I tell me and Kai are talking about this, but
Legacy just rewards knowing your deck inside and out.
Absolutely, and then the whole being a master of your archetype.
Yeah.
The guy who started playing Canadian Threshold in 2008, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got a bad feeling the guy's either playing Rug Delver or Grixis Delver right now.
Sure.
You want to know why? Because he knows how to play the tempo game and stuff like that. So, but somebody told me you could still play your Lance in front if you unsleeve your cards. I don't know if that's true. I'm gonna go check to see where we're at.
Sounds good.
I want some magic.
It is nice to see people trying out some new cards in some of these decks, and it's good to see. Right? It's good to see that like people are still trying to think things through on a different angle. The cards themselves are marked. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. All those little chips and wares and everything. Yeah, I agree. And like only 3 fiery confluence, but like this guy's trying Karn as well on the board. Yeah, and there were a lot of like just kind of differences in colors in general. Like even if you look at like revised cards, there's a lot of color differences in some of the inks and stuff like that. We're waiting for round 3 to start, Hackbert. Yeah, I agree, Jorgensen. I don't think it's that good, but it's nice to see people trying stuff. Two Karn main and Steel Stompy. We were talking about that a little bit before the tournament. We've got one Steel Stompy player here. No idea if he has Karn or not. But it seems like kind of an interesting idea. We were talking about bringing it in versus like 4-color and how that might be something they want to do, or it might not. No idea. What's that, Landon? Your casters vetoed it. Doomsday versus Doomsday. That didn't happen here, but that happened in a GPT in England, I believe. It was pretty sweet. They posted it up on the Doomsday wiki. Landon, Terry is the guy who played against you, and he was Z-Nudes.
This should be coming up. I talked to Austin about making sure that we get the backup match and stuff.
Awesome. We should be getting some people sitting down pretty soon.
Yeah, we do have too much time, I believe.
EW Landon wanted to know your screen name from last night.
It was Nudes.
Nudes.
N-O-O-D-Z, yeah.
Yeah.
N-O-O-D-Z. Like, send me your nudes.
Yeah. Enchantress versus Enchantress.
Generally, we're really good about the downtime thing. Just both games finished quickly. Our backup match.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a weird tournament. A little bit. little bit crazy.
Yeah, that sucks. You killed us on our 5-0. We were 4-0, and you killed us. So I kind of blew. I kind of was sad about it. I really thought the universe was going to reward me with that lightning bolt, but it didn't. So it was cool. But yeah. Oh, you were. Oh, it's fine. Hey, Magic's life, dude. Happens. That's the one thing I like. I actually really like. I never get mad at Magic that much. No. Actually, I get mad at myself a ton because whenever I lose the Grixis Delver, it is kind of depressing. It's like, man, I should win. This is like the deck. Yeah. But like sometimes things happen, and like when you play against combo decks, you have to realize that they're gonna have it sometimes, and you're gonna lose, and it's okay. You know, life happens. That's the reason why they play the deck, right? They don't play the deck not to combo off. They play the deck to combo off and kill you. So they're gonna get to do what they want to do. A lot of times, all I want to do is just play on Deathrat Shaman. That's
definitely.
Some people just want to entomb, reanimate, kill you on the same turn with
Yeah, I just want to cast Doomsday. All right, sounds like people are getting ready. People are sitting down at tables. We're gonna switch you back over.
Zach. I think it's Zach.
And
who we got?
They're getting us our matches right here.
Okay, I'm excited. So let's get some Magic. I'm gonna make sure we get a backup match too.
Looks like we got people on both sides.
That looks like Zach. Looks like a young hipster. Oh yeah, his hymn altars I think are my favorite thing of all time he's done. Bryce's hymns.
Oh yeah, they're great. Bryce has some amazing altars.
Flamespeaker. I think Flamespeaker is relatively a newer thing. Okay, so we got it's got to be Zach. He's wearing flannel. I hope you hear this too, Zach. Yeah, I knew it was you because you wear flannel. He also has got his dock cap, where he just got off working at the docks. I always tell me, Can you link Bryce's
Yeah, we'll link that for you real quick here.
So we got Zach on the left, and is that Paul? No, I think that is no. Paul never uses red sleeve. He always uses very earthy colors.
Here's that link.
Zero and yeah, we got space. Let's see what we got. I'm just gonna go check. I'm impatient.
Yeah.
And these people wait too long to see Magic. Oh, I called right. So it's Doc Worker Zach versus Noah. So we got
Zach versus Noah. Okay.
So can you write Zach from the docs? Hey Zach, chat wants to know what docs are. Yeah, I told me you work at the docs. You work at home. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm in charge here. You know what? Yeah. Okay, got it. That's gonna be a fun matchup. You're gonna get 4-color Deathblade versus Grixis Delver, which I would like to watch, but we'll give chat the option. Then you got Paul on lands versus somebody I have no idea who is.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks like their name is Rich, and we'll see what they're on.
I don't know Rich. Looked him straight dead in the eyes. He looked at me in the eyes. I didn't say anything to him. He didn't say anything to me. No idea who each other were. Didn't even know if he was a legacy player.
There you go.
So I try not to mingle with the modern people just because it gets a little odd. So we can watch some lands. Let's see. I don't know what Rich is playing. So let's see what Rich is playing. Let's if you guys are okay with it, we can watch Paul a little bit.
Well, let's switch that over here.
I do. 4-color Deathblade versus Delver is gonna be fun. 4-color Deathblade is I think Modern's fine, right? Modern's not my cup of tea, but I think it's good. I'm glad Modern's around. It's just one of those things where I wouldn't know what to do in Modern, to be quite honest. But so we got lands versus someone I don't know. That's got a nice playmat. Actually, I'm beating Paul 2 times in a row with Grixis Delver, so that make me the legend killer. That's fine. Lands with the money sign. Okay, so we got Paul with Rich on. I see a Bayou. The universe is telling me elves. That's what my Miss Cleo powers are.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I actually remember that you got the Tabernacle in Seattle. You probably have no idea who I am, but I remember you. Isn't that weird when like someone?
That's great.
Yeah. Bayou Wasteland. I don't know. We got this big thing in front of. I can't tell you right now.
All right, starting off with Thoughtseize.
He's not playing Jund, is he? Because I told the guy earlier that we don't have Punishing Jund, and I lied. He's got Punishing Jund, maybe. So he's Thoughtseizing. So Paul's got 2 Wasteland. What is that? Thespian Stage, Crop Rotation, Life from the Loam. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a lands hater for the reason you think. I'm fine with lands as a deck, but I just think it's kind of like. I remember watching this stream and they were talking about how skillful the lands player was, and they basically went Ancient Tomb, Thespian Stage, Stark Steps, and they were just raving about her play. And I'm just like, huh? Like.
All right, Wasteland, Mox Diamond, and Loam.
There we go.
Just typical
land stuff.
Typical land things.
Boring, nonchalant. If lands was a car, it would be a van. Not a fan of lands.
Be a pimped out van though.
Not really. Well, it's got. I don't know. I think like Tabernacle being high in price is good because it gives like lands players to be something to be proud of. I don't really know.
Tabernacle is kind of ridiculous at the moment.
Yeah,
over $3,000.
Yeah, it is. I'm okay at being high. I wish it was $20,000. They can all sell their,
Yeah, this is Jund. This is definitely Jund.
Yeah, it's like a. Hey, it's this. I can't say that. I wish Brian was here and Kyra were here. So I almost said something I wanted to say about vans, and I could tell you why it's expensive, and I didn't say it. It's like a motorhome. Let's say it's a motorhome. Just a motorhome. Nice motorhome. It's not a special van. They had to get customized for anything.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess this is Punishing Jund, right?
Yeah, totally is.
Tell that guy. Somebody go find that guy and tell him I lied. I'm a liar. I told him that the person who plays Punishing Jund isn't here, but this guy's here. Little Ritz Jund. I don't know Jund that well. What does Jund do here? What does Jund want to do? What do you got?
They want to get out like
jam Termagoyf and go hard in the paint.
They probably want to get out like Blood Braids and stuff like that.
Well, he's not casting. So he's not casting Bloodbraid. Okay.
No, it's
all
the
spells he's going to be casting are 2 mana,
right? Like,
well, you can get basics. So he didn't get a basic.
Right.
He could have got a swamp. This has got to be Termagoyf. Yeah, I think the Lands Discord group doubles as like the recovering like alcoholics Discord group.
Yeah, I guess you just want like beat downs with whatever.
Yeah, because
you want to get out a Deathrite Shaman, have it live, and then threaten to eat that life from the loam.
I think that will like never happen. That's the only thing.
I agree.
So that's why it's just like
I think it's the dream though, right? Like
I guess, but like I think he's just got to go hard in the paint here.
Yeah.
And Paul's gonna do a lot of wastelands. He's gonna have no land, and Paul's got 1 card in hand. It's crop rotation, so like
I think this is a pretty good matchup for Paul.
Yeah, he just goes hard in the paint, and then he's going to die to crop rotation this turn. I guess Paul's going to wasteland his wasteland, and then he's going to crop rotation in response. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not going to tell Paul to play lands, but I don't know. Yeah, it's like I don't understand. So, like this game's over, and like
he's able to just kind of wasteland here and then get a 20/20 and go for broke, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Paul. I think there's one out. Paul could have like a mild heart attack and pass out, and then Rich could just keep swinging.
A comet could hit the store and only hit Paul.
Yeah, that's an out. It's called the bathroom out. That's one of my favorite outs. Is your opponent goes to the bathroom and never comes back. And you collect his legacy deck for him. Yeah, we're definitely in the bathroom out stage. Yeah, Paul wastelanded his wasteland.
That's definitely a game.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Crop rotations. Paul knows how to cast Dark Depths and knows how to use Dark Depths and whatever.
All right, so we're gonna check in on our other match here.
So we got Delver versus 4-color Deathblade.
Switch you over.
Now there's a sort of dialogue that says that 4-color Deathblade secretly is the best deck in Legacy, and you know what? I agree with it 99% of the time. The reason why is the deck, when it does what it wants to do, I don't know if there's a better deck at it, but it's got a fragile mana base and is trying to do a lot of too good stuff. It kind of reminds me of 4-color control, where you're trying to get value and you're trying to be greedy, but I feel like it's a little bit more greedy and it's a little bit more offensive. Yeah, it's strictly red-green, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul's on the strictly red-green one.
Yeah, just red-green.
We'll get back to him once, I want to show the Punishing Jund player, too, because we were asked about that.
Oh, yeah.
So, and we're going to give the people what they want. But I mean, this is the thing is, if you look at his board state right now, you see 2 Trop and Underground Sea and 2 Deathrite Shamans.
Right.
His graveyard looks like to be a Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Brainstorm, and Force of Will. So it's one of those things where, he's done good stuff. I also think there's a chance that maybe he's tricked us and he's playing Bug. But I don't think so.
Could be.
Zach always plays 4-color Deathblade.
Kind of shocking to see 2 Trop.
The 2 Trops in 4-color Deathblade, because it's Bant Deathblade.
Gotcha.
They have 3 Trops in the deck.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna need to buy my 4th bulk for Sneak It Show. I just realized that. It's miserable.
3rd Deathrite coming down.
And you know what? It's not bad, because against Grixis Delver, they can only deal with Deathrite at a time.
Yep.
So the slow burn is gonna happen. Zach can block 1/1s all day with 1/2s.
Yep.
That's fine.
This is probably the least impressive I've seen young Pyro look in a while.
Yeah, and the ironic thing is in that round 1, it was kind of in a similar position with the 2 Deathrite Shamans, and it eventually got there because of the Lightning Bolt. So, I mean, Zach's attacking his graveyard to keep the Gurmag less threatening. Okay, so they're almost ready. We'll watch this line here. See what... Noah keeps checking his graveyard like he's got Gurmag. He's got enough to cast it. He's got 4 lands and, looks like he's passing the turn. That's why we're seeing Deathrite activations. Is there a line where you just attack both of his eat both of his lands? Maybe eat a land, burn.
You could.
I would eat a land. And
you've got enough Deathrites, and you're in no rush really. So always going to continue. It looks like our other match is starting back up. So
we talked about that. You said that the big line for Punishing Jund is to get that Deathrite down and then get Punishing Fire right away.
Yeah.
Or get Drop a Honey.
Drop a Honey, yeah. We're going to read Drop a Honey here.
So
we'll pull that up for you guys. Yeah. Helps if I spell it and don't put it in there.
I thought we were going to see a really early Punishing Fire too. Either would have been good. Yeah. Drop a Honey and Punishing Fire. What that means is he doesn't have the Punishing Fire, or unless he's surgicaling it, or he would get surgical, so maybe he's protecting it. I don't know. I'm not going to try to be a lands player.
Alright, so Drop of Honey, kind of hard to read with that, but the text is, at the beginning of your upkeep, destroy the creature with the least power. It can't be regenerated if 2 or more creatures are tied. You choose between them. When there are no creatures on the battlefield, sacrifice Drop of Honey. It was also shifted as Periphery Nodes or whatever in white, but this is the green one.
Well, I mean, Periphery Nodes is the white Drop of Honey.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Paul just has 1 drop. So I don't know enough about lands to really give you guys like guidance on it, but
So Jund probably has surgical on the board.
Probably 100%, yeah.
The number varies, but I'd guess at least 2.
I wouldn't. You want a surgical better stuff than that, though.
Yeah.
So he just was that an ancient grudge? I don't know what that was because he just returns them to his hand and he killed a Mox Diamond.
Interesting. That glare is a little bit hard to.
I don't know what it is, but whatever it was good. He killed a Mox Diamond. That's got to be.
It could be a grudge. It's red.
Didn't he pick up Death Ray Shaman and put him in his hand?
I don't know.
Some card that does that. A 2-mana Cooligan's Command.
Can't think of that.
Unless. Yeah, it's got to be.
A command with death.
Yeah.
Death Ray Shaman.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I like that it's a 2-mana Cooligan's Command. I was right, it was a 2-mana Cooligan's Command.
Yeah. Alright, down comes Tracker on Paul's side. He's going to try to outvalue.
He's got Diabolic Edict in his hand. I wonder if he...
Ooh, yeah. Edict, pretty good.
He's got a Wasteland, too. He can hit Paul's Wasteland. Yeah. I kind of want to
tempted to hit the green source, though.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right there. 100% actually. He's going to cast something. Liliana Veil. Okay. I like that, because I wanted to use the Edict. This is talking about a deck that I know nothing about, this Jund deck. I just know it runs Deathrite Shaman, it runs Cooligan's Command, it runs Liliana Veil, and it's got the Punishing Fire stuff in it.
Alright, second Tracker. And I think if this is all that Paul is doing, Rich is pretty happy about this.
Well, Paul kept his hand probably thinking the guy took out his removal. And safe to say. But Diabolic Edict, you want Diabolic Edict for Merit Lage, and he probably kept his Liliana the Veils just because he probably didn't have enough to cut. So yeah, it makes sense.
Wasteland on the Grove. Activate, eat a Tracker from the yard, gain some life.
I would even want to maybe eat the Wasteland at some point just so Wilm can't get back.
Sure.
Looks like he's got another one too. Okay, what do we got? A Diabolic Edict.
We know there's Edict in hand for sure.
Oh, I just can't tell what those cards are. There's that Wasteland we were talking about.
Definitely. Paul, having not played any lands recently, it's so tempting to just waste that colored source.
Paul's looking like aggro in this game.
Yeah, he really is.
He's thinking about it. So I like your play of getting rid of the green. And if we got rid of the green last turn, Tyler's Tracker doesn't make it back down.
Right.
Oh, that's really good.
Punishing Fire the Tracker.
He didn't use his Wasteland. Is he just?
He actually even tapped that Wasteland.
Yeah. I don't know.
So he's got Null Rod is the other card. So I guess he's thinking of playing Null Rod, shutting off that clue.
Where else does Null Rod hit?
Mox Diamond. But this whole line looks a lot better if there's no access to.
I really like the line of Blast in his thing.
Right, Null Rod's the play. And Deathrite coming in for one.
See, we could have
a medium attack.
We could have. Well, we could have eaten the Wasteland with Deathrite Shaman and wastelanded the green source.
For sure.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So I think that's what our play was.
Yeah.
It's game 2. It's game 2.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Game 2. My bad.
Let's update that.
Yeah. Sorry.
My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I like our line. I wish we would have done it. So Paul's Punishing Fire meets Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
And you know what? He did draw Grove of the Burn Willows, and he wastelanded his Wasteland. So our play wouldn't have mattered per se. So Paul's got one card in hand.
Liliana probably gonna get rid of that.
You know what we need right now? We need Young Termagoyf. Back to this thing.
Well, I think basically Paul's got to hope for a Life from the Loam or like a gamble off the top. Grove's gonna do a really good job of discarding to
At least Liliana will die to the Punishing Fire this turn.
Yeah.
So. Okay, yeah, I don't know.
So Rich is in the point where he needs to find a threat pretty quickly to start punishing Paul's.
The people want
draw.
Termaglyph.
Termaglyph would be
And Paul
amazing.
wants Ghost Quarter. Or anything.
Yeah.
Or just Dark Depths.
Yeah.
Well, he's got the Edict, actually, so he doesn't want Dark Depths.
Ooh, and there's Life from the Loam, and this is going to be pretty brutal.
Yeah, this is... Call the police, and we're going to have a... This is...
Yep. Wasteland takes care of that. Red Source.
We're in
Rich
the Catacombs.
Plays Catacombs, passes.
Yeah, it's not Termaglyph. There goes Ghost Quarter. So now we can start Ghost Courting. So yeah, we're just gonna see a Life from the Loam, pick up a Ghost Quarter, hit a forest pretty soon, and then you guys, then like I said, call the mayor, start the parade. This one's probably going.
Good evening, Captain. Good to see you.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the thing is, like, if we draw a Goyf, we're like kind of in the money, right? Oh, draw a Goyf, or oh, that's another Verdant Catacomb. Well, okay. To be said, this we have 2 fetches that we can keep up. So Paul probably isn't attacking the mana base quite yet, but he's got. Yeah. Well, that's
I'd
rude.
be tempted just.
You can't say that stuff because then it assumes. Why are you saying Kyra lost a lot of weight? Oh, give yourself a timeout. Give yourself 10 seconds of just meditating about being mean to Kyra for no reason. His grave is huge.
Kyra also changed his name and went away to Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where he is?
We don't know when he's coming back.
I'll check the Facebook. Nothing.
Chat, we need to figure out what the best story is to have be for where Kyra is and what he's doing.
Yeah. I think we're running out. We're not running out of time yet, but the thing is, Paul's one step closer to just making it 20-20. But the good thing is, we got that ball edict.
You're right, Jorgensen. It's not Bryce.
Yeah. Another Tireless Tracker. Tireless Tracker number 3.
Wow.
For someone who plays Light from the Loam and dredges it a lot, it's good to draw all 3 of your Tireless Trackers. Is he thinking? He's like, man, I edict. Is that a lightning bolt? That's a lightning bolt.
Not all builds even play 3, do they?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. Like I said, I don't know.
I mean, these trackers aren't really doing much with the Null Rod in play. They're just 3/2s, right?
Ooh.
So,
oh,
yeah.
oh, look at go. Paul taking it back.
Yep.
Boo. Boo. That's not good. No. Boo. This should be remembered that Paul made a mistake and then he let it get taken back. I don't know.
It's an illegal action.
He used to be the legend. The guy who used to be the legend, not the legend anymore. Oh no. Is it an illegal action? Can you not do
illegal action. Null Rod's in play.
He can still tap the mana for it. I don't know. I don't know. You can call Rich. I don't know. Call him on the telephone. I don't know why he is. I'm not too familiar.
All right. Bolt's going to take care of that 3/2.
It didn't seem terrible. Like, it's like Ancient Grudge against lands, right? It's not like gas, but it kills Mox Diamond, and sometimes it matters.
It's been pretty good against these clues. Like,
where's Termaglyph? That's all we need to know.
Definitely need Termaglyph.
Yeah, I'd get reversed. I just want to shame Paul. It's like a movie, I forget it, but the line is like, shame this man if you shame Paul. Yeah, where's Termaglyph? This deck runs 4 of them. What else we got? What else is... Give me some Jund threats. What do we want to see? We want to see Termaglyph. What else? What else we want to see? What's does it run like...
If he has Delirium,
drops?
If it has Delirium, he might be running I forget the name of the card. Green black.
He can Punishing Fire twice though. That's the only thing.
Green black 4/4. Yeah.
We need it to be a 4/5 because Paul can only Punishing Fire twice. And what you're going to see his Thespian stages do is copy his Grove with the Burn Willows too. Yeah. So it will get out of control. Like, we need to jam. We need to start jamming. I think I've lost count. We need to start jamming at least 2 to 3 turns.
Sure.
My math's a little bit off, but we are running out of time pretty easily. Goyf, DRS, and Termaglyph. The good old 8 Goyf plan.
Yeah.
4 Future Sight Goyfs and 4 Modern Masters Goyfs. I like it.
Yep. It's in play.
Yeah. Run 1 Terravore.
Terravore would be hot.
Is Terravore count all the lands or just your lands? It counts all lands, right?
Let's find out.
Isn't it better than Neither Reliquary in that regard?
I think it does count all lands.
Dude, Terravore. That was oh man. I'm never going to get to play Aggro Loam. I've got this weird thing for Aggro Loam.
Number of lands in all graveyards is
I get to say one thing. I've been really good tonight, Brian. So I get to say, and Kyra, I get to say one bad thing. Aggro Loam's is kind of like that weird stuff that you never in bed when it's just man, I really want to try it, but you can never pull yourself up to ask the other person to do it. That's what Aggro Loam is to me, and I want to do it, and I just can't. I don't have the guts to do it, and that's what I'm ashamed of myself. I just want to dress up as a fuzzy animal one time. So I actually don't want to do that, but you guys get what I mean. Yeah, still though. Aggro
lands.
It's a cool. One of the coolest people. One of the guys who taught me to play Legacy played Aggro Loam, and I thought he was a cool guy because he was one of the first Legacy people I met. So it's like I said, it's like a fetish thing for me. So I do like Maverick, so I probably should just play.
Stuff's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I don't think it runs anymore. I know it doesn't run Countryside Crusher anymore. I remember Countryside Crusher.
All right, here comes Gamble from Paul.
He's gonna look for Dark. No, he's just. I don't even care.
It doesn't really matter what he looks for, to be honest.
Seriously, I just know Paul drew a Gamble before we drew a Termagant.
The new Matt Nast Infants. We've seen actually mirror matches of that.
I don't like it.
Here. I like the deck. It's really kind of all in, and I feel like if you're playing that, you should probably just be playing Reanimator.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a cool deck for sure.
That's the only reason why I'm bummed about Tabernacles, because I would want to play Tabernacle and decide what my Aggro deck.
Ice Station Zebra. Is that the name? That seems like a really weird name for the Depths Fins hybrid. Yeah.
Okay. We're still on Draw Tormagant. This is getting frustrating.
Here's a 2020.
As casters, can we intervene and just give him a Termagant? Can we do that? Why can't we do that? That should be a thing. We'll make this event not competitive REL or not REL or whatever. We'll shut down the tournament. I'll go give him a Termagant and we'll turn this around. Right? I think that's what chat wants, because this is not a great game of Magic right now. There's a 2020. Well, there's a 2020.
Well, it's going to be edicted, right? So he's going to have to do it again, but he's got Loam, so it doesn't really matter.
I felt like I should go out there and just throw a Termagant down there and say, this is what happens. Probably is too late.
All right, Edict coming in.
It does not have the crop rotation. Too late. Look, I did it. I did it. No, it's too late. It's too late. But I did it though. Isn't that pretty ridiculous? What I did? You can account that to me doing that. I told you I would.
Thompson token.
I would put a Termagant on the table, and I did.
Have you not seen these awesome tokens we have from Cats and Cantrips? They're really cool.
Can you imagine if we got this Termagant 15 minutes ago? Can you imagine? Way before he had the gamble. He would just.
Is it a 7/8?
It's at least a 6. Well, it's an 8. It's a 7/8.
Is it an 8/9?
It's not an 8/9.
There's no tribal, right?
There's no tribal.
Yeah.
It's an 8/9. There's Planeswalker.
Oh yeah.
Planeswalker, artifact, instant, sorcery, land, creature, enchantment.
Is there an enchantment?
I'm assuming.
He's not running Rancor. There might be an enchantment.
My new apartment's like dead fish. I'm never cooking fresh shrimps again. I'll stick to frozen. I don't know. What does that mean? I just go to the market.
Never cooking fresh.
I don't cook shrimp.
Oh, Captain.
Drop a honey. Yeah. Drop a honey.
Drop a honey. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the enchantment.
That's
wow.
Why.
So 7/8. 7/8
No, it was this game. It might be. Yeah, it was this game because it's a sideboard card.
For sure.
Exploration too.
All right. Second 2020 in play. Do we have another edict? We've got
Oh, we got two
Termaglyphs.
Termaglyphs? I gave you guys two Termaglyphs.
All
I
right.
told you we get Termaglyphs.
And Rich is at 21, which means he can
Yeah.
survive a hit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. This is right. I think that's pretty ridiculous that I gave us two Termaglyphs. I give ourselves 100% of the credit. No other stream and no other tournament will tell you, hey, we're going to put two Termaglyphs on the table to make this game more interesting. And I did it. I did it.
So Rich takes a
So
hit for
remember
20 down to 1.
Yeah.
And is able to
He gets punishing fire.
get punishing fired out. Yeah. So,
Okay.
all right, let's see.
We forgot about punishing fire. I forgot about that.
Let's see if
Well-
we have any more magic. We do. We have more magic.
We saw what he needed to do. Yeah, we saw what he needed to do. It just was way too late. It's disappointing, but and it kind of sucks. But he did some good disruptive plays at the beginning. It just couldn't get there. With those disruptive plays and the Termaglyph, we would have been okay.
Okay, so we don't really know the game count over here.
I can tell you, it's game 2, and I'm going to say Zach won just because I'm pretty sure I'll call it. He had 3 Deathrite Shamans to Noah's 1 Pyromancer, and that's what I think.
All right, well, count it.
Okay. And also, we know this is game 2 because he doesn't have 2 drops in play anymore.
Could be game 3, though.
Yeah, I don't think so. This game looks like it's been going on for a while. Looks a little grindy. We got a Gurmag and a Jace. That Gurmag's relatively recent, right? Because the graveyard's totally gone.
Yeah.
And also, he hasn't bounced it yet. He's got 4 loyalty. So we're going to see a bounce. Actually, Jace has probably bounced it at once because he's got 4 loyalty. So. Okay.
All right, brainstorming away.
Noah is he's the random Noah. I don't know. You know what? No offense to Noah Walker, but I don't know who random Noah is. I know who this Noah is though. So maybe Noah Walker's the random Noah and this is normal Noah. So that's how I feel about that. I see like Noah every twice a week.
There you go.
He's not random. This is going to be pretty hard. He's got Gurmag Angler, which is going to be perma-bounced for a while.
Right.
And there's Jace.
This position looks like it favors Zach for sure.
100%. Yeah. This is why you leave Jason. Because it does whack. Oh.
All right, so there's Leovold.
You also okay.
Deluge.
He's got all the cards. So Zach currently has all the cards. He doesn't have 1 card. He has all the cards.
Bounce the Gurmag.
Yeah, I know who Noah Walker is, but Noah Walker obviously is not. That's obviously not Noah Walker. How about this? That is Noah Walker. I'll just tell you right now. So I'll, and no, he doesn't want to come on stream.
All right, and that looks like that's going to be enough for Noah there.
Yeah, and
all right, so we'll see if that's the match for Zach here.
Maybe it's not. Maybe I called it wrong. I think he lives back east because he's like a Star City grinder, right?
I'm not a doctor.
Well, you don't have to be a doctor to know that. Answer that question.
You got me.
Should we just bring? The best part is like Noah. Like I don't even yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote.
All right, so that's gonna do it. Deathblade takes that one 2-0, or could be 2-1, but definitely got there.
So we're on. So we're basically on going to round 4, right?
Yeah.
We're basically
one more round
on a train ride to 4-color Deathblade versus Lance.
Yeah.
So
that'd be a good matchup.
I guess. I don't think anything with Lance is fun to watch. I don't think it's interesting. I don't. I mean, Lance is like a documentary about. I don't know. Something. Like, yeah, there's some documentaries that are interesting, but they're all boring. It's like those Netflix documentaries that, like, when you really can't find something to watch and you, like, look in the documentary thing and goes under. I must be talking about that shit.
All right.
Paul's been trying to convince me to force his Mox Diamond for, like, months. He's been telling me, he's like, I like read all these articles that they say that they win 90% of the games where they force a Mox Diamond.
I can't imagine that being correct.
Some Maverick versus Dead Guy Ale. Well, I gave you Punishing Jund. I don't know if I can do that last one. Ironically, we have a Maverick player here today. The Dead Guy Ale player
Sometimes
is
we
not
have Dead
here.
Guy, but I didn't see him in the room
He's
today.
not in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Lance and 4-color Deathblade, and then we'll have another matchup, which Noah was undefeated. Maybe we'll see Grixis Delver versus Punishing Jund.
Yeah,
That would
that
actually
could
be kind of
interesting,
cool.
Yeah,
Um,
that should be a good matchup for Jund. To be honest.
we got 17 minutes left. I'm gonna see if I can grab somebody. If we can't, we'll just waste 15 minutes of our time.
All right. All right. So hopefully we get 4 rounds not cut. Yeah. 16 players today. Yep, 4 round Swiss. Thank you, Mackie. We're glad you like it.
I think you did fine. I think you just did jam some of my Yeah. I was like, that was it was gonna be hard to catch. We even talked about catching right up this game. So. Well,
We're just happy to have Legacy. Legacy, and we get a decent turnout here usually every week. We run these tournaments twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can catch all of that Legacy action. We stream them every single time. And, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I usually play. I usually don't stream. So
usually he's one of our Grixis Delver players.
Yeah. We have like 2 or 3 now.
Yeah.
Noah's been playing Grixis Delver.
We have a lot of Grixis and 4-color in the shop.
Yeah, we do.
We've got at least 2 or 3 4-color players.
I'll tell you one thing, I won't be playing Canadian Threshold ever again. Yeah, I really wish I could play 4-color control. Is Baltimore an SCG? Or is it just like a random tournament? Paul, go away, dude. No, you're outside smoking a cigarette. No one cares.
There was Burn.
Burn won last Tuesday. You can watch me lose to Tuesday. You can watch me lose to Burn round 4 to Burn if you want to. It's good. I thought I did pretty good. My only sin was tapping out and just not playing around his last card being Price of Progress. But if you watch the play, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, I literally just told myself, I'm fine losing to your last card being Price of Progress. If I untap, I think I'm in a good situation and can win the game. And I did.
For sure.
Like I said.
Yeah.
Life's like magic. Sometimes it just doesn't work. You know?
It happens.
Sometimes,
SCG team event. Awesome.
That's cool. What are you playing? Tell us that. Or you don't have to if you don't want to. But like, I'd like to tell you, or you can tell us what your teammates are playing. Like,
for sure.
What's the deck you're playing? Like, what are you suiting up? What's your 75? You don't have to tell me your 75, but just tell me the name of the deck.
Tell me your octave.
Sneak and Show. It's a good, It's a good. That's a good deck. Great team deck.
I think that's a really good team deck. To be honest.
Yeah. I'm okay. Give me your opinion because I'm not sold on the Wish package. I really want to play Sneak and Show. I don't do it because Delver's my favorite deck. Anything with Delver, but I think Sneak and Show. If I wanted to like get competitive in our meta, I would just play Sneak and Show.
Scouting for the event.
But what's your like why Wish? Like tell me why you like playing the Wish version? Because if I wanted to actually build Sneak and Show one day, I'm one bulk away now.
Oh yeah.
Now $400, but like what makes you think it's better than the other one? And this is me just generally asking because I don't really do a lot of research into Sneak and Show.
So 3 defense grid. Wow. That's a
card.
lot of defense grid.
Yeah, that's true.
That's good. Yeah, toolboxes are definitely nice to have. It's really good. Trick Bind. Yeah, Trick Bind's a pretty awesome card. Do you know what Trick Bind is?
I don't. Isn't it
Bad
Stifle?
Stifle.
Yeah.
But it's
Storms?
No, it can't be interacted with. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a Storm Stifle.
2-mana Stifle.
Would a Storm Stifle even be good?
Storm Stifle. That'd be weird.
Well, just Flutterstorm.
That'd be really
Just
weird.
Flutterstorm.
Yeah.
Well, I do like Flutterstorm basically.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. I played against a guy at the Mox tournament, and he was playing the Wish version. But I was playing Grixis Delver, and I want to see combo, you know?
Split second. Yeah, that's the ability.
Nick Fit guy.
Nick Fit guy.
Oh, that's like nice fit guy. You know what I forget why the deck's called Nick Fit. Somebody on the forum told me it's because the guy who built the deck used to be a smoker and used to have nicotine fits. So they'd be like, you know, oh, it's good old Nick Fit.
I heard it was supposed to be nice fit and just was like
it's nice
wrong.
fit.
Yeah.
It's nice fit and they registered wrong. But I like the nicotine. I like the idea.
Nick Fit.
The guy would just be like, playing the deck,
and they should just call it cold turkey.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not recognize Nick Fit. It's just like I'm kind of like, I guess I'm the version of Iran where I don't recognize Israel. I don't recognize Nick Fit as a deck. We don't have an embassy there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Hackbert, are you playing like a creature build, kind of like we saw earlier, or
just build lands?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wish for intuition. Yeah, for sure. Do you run a counter spell on your wish board? Some kind? Like a force or something, or like a misdirection, maybe? I don't know. Make our own Nick Fit. What version of Nick Fit are you running? Are you running kind of something similar to what we showed on camera earlier, which was more creature based, or are you running like the enchantment version, or somewhere in between? There's so many different ways that you can go with Nick Fit, or anything in between.
Plus just misdirection, Pyroblast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sneak and Shows is such a good deck. I don't know. It's funny because people give people a lot of crap about that deck. But like it's like anything. Like you can play the deck. It's like so many times today we've watched people. I talked to Ryan, and Ryan even said he's like, I didn't even know what I was doing that round one. And like you win sometimes, and you're just like, but if you play the deck, you know, to such a high level, it's amazing what the deck can do. Like yeah, it does simple stuff, and you can show and tell and win the game. Sure. But when you're playing really well, and you know you can avoid things, you can play around things, you can counteract things, like you know.
Gotcha, Hackbert. Yep.
Why not just play
Bizarro.
Who was playing Bizarro recently? Wasn't there like somebody playing Bizarro?
Someone playing Bizarro at the shop?
No, but like in like some streamer or some pro. I don't know.
Bizarro is pretty sweet.
Is that one of those?
It's a Finn's variant.
No. That's one of those decks where it's just like, why not play Storm? Why not play Black Red Reanimator? Yeah.
There is something to be said for like the unknown factor. Like people don't know how to play against a deck, so they lose some number of percentage points for not playing perfectly. Mm-hmm. But
hey, Paul, I have a question for you since you're on the stream. Hey, last time you were 3-0, what happened? I don't remember. Can you refresh my memory? Because like you're 3-0 right now. You know, I don't remember what happened. Do you? Because I do. I know, Paul. That's fine. Avoid the question, Paul. Avoid the question.
Yeah, Bizarro is like Magus of the Mind, Magus of the Will, and you storm off with those.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I forget who was playing. Somebody was playing it. Oh, it was in the Seattle stream. I was watching the Card Kingdom stream, and some guy was playing it. There was like 3 guys playing it or something insane. I think I lost to Shadow yesterday.
To Shadow?
To Shadow. Were you playing Modern? Did you lose because you had an illegal deck? Okay, Mox time is not Modern legal.
Womp womp.
Yeah, he is. Bizarro is super.
Definitely. Will is terrible.
I don't know who that is.
Magus of the Will, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Will, okay. There's like an actual person named Will.
No Magus of the Will. I've seen builds with Magus.
Yeah. See, I was right. That's where I got it from.
Yeah.
They were talking about it. KCI. KCI is a good deck. Not a deck I would play. Paul and I probably like. Paul.
You're like complete opposites
we don't.
On this
we don't like
building.
any of the same decks at all, and it's probably fine. It's probably good, but like, there's just no deck that Paul plays that I would play. I'm sure Paul will be fine playing blue. Hey, good night.
See you, Mackie. Yeah. We're here twice a week. Love to see you again.
But yeah, is Avenging worth it? Yeah, I saw it. I don't like superhero movies. I don't like Marvel movies, and I liked it. Go see it. So, but that's what we're seeing. Yeah.
Bizarro because of C-Lab.
my favorite superhero is this guy named Citizen V. And he turned because he was in the Thunderbolts, and I like the Thunderbolts. And I found that he's actually a Nazi. His name is Baron Zemo. I got fooled. My favorite superhero is a Nazi. So how do you live life knowing that you're a superhero? Well, guess what, Paul? That sometimes is basically never, because I'm never gonna let you play blue. I don't even know how that works.
Paul, all you have to do is sell one card and you've got a deck.
That's true. He and I were even talking about that. Not to have a conversation about Paul while he's here. Yeah. We even talked about that, and I could even tell that it is frustrating. Yeah, there's a part where it is frustrating. The point where that card's worth so much money, you almost do want to sell it.
Yeah.
But I told him I don't want him to see him sell it.
No, I would hold on to it.
Keep it
for sure.
But yeah, should be coming up. Oh, we still got 6 minutes, so
we'll see. No one's sitting down yet, and we haven't been told that the round is over. So I'm assuming people are still playing. A couple more.
We haven't had really we don't have a lot of people going time today, which is good.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a telephone call. I this thing's supposed to tell me what they said with that. Oh, Canada. Best thing that came out of Canada, George Delver. I can't think of anything better.
Canadian Thresh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anything like I'm actually thinking of like anything in real life. Oh, Canada gave us the Beebs. Yeah, we got Beebs.
Yeah,
Canadian Threshold.
They can keep him.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we got from Canada. Now we got some hockey. I don't like hockey, but I'm sure hockey people would.
Oh yeah, hockey's fine.
Clone High. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Clone High.
Well, we got 5 minutes left, and our preview, like I said, is 4-color Deathblade versus Lands. We're gonna have a mystery match. I'm crossing my fingers for Punishing Jund versus Delver.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Let me see if I can rig it.
I'm gonna rig it. Remember when I gave us Termaglyphs?
I do. Be interesting to see Steel Stompy too. Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. I know absolutely nothing about Canadian TV. The new Battle Bond lands. I know nothing about the new Battle Bond lands. What are the new Battle Bond lands, Jorgensen? Clan Battleborn. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Two-head giant play. Oh, those are interesting. Sort of like strictly for two-head giant. They
Austin's gonna message you. So there's still 2 matches going on.
Okay.
Austin's gonna message you the pairings before, and we can rig the backup table.
Sweet.
So
awesome. Yeah. So we were just talking about these Battleborn lands for two-headed giant.
What are those? I don't understand.
So they're dual lands that come into play untapped if you have multiple opponents. But a couple problems. One, they're not fetchable, right? So
what?
They'll be good in Commander as well, yeah. Yeah. I think like the not fetchable part is huge though. Like,
you know, if you asked me how many formats there were in Magic, I'd tell you there's standard, there's modern, there's legacy, my personal favorite, and there's limited.
Standard's a format?
Yeah, I think so. It's fine. Hey, there's some good standard formats. Hey, give me back Kamigawa and Ravnica block standard any day.
Ooh, that was great.
Give me back. Hey, I'll take Zendikar Alaris. Oh, Heartbeat.
Yeah, Zendikar Alara was pretty fun.
Oh yeah. And then I've heard rumors about the Innistrad ones were really good.
Innistrad was interesting. It kind of devolved into just junk.
That's okay.
But.
You know, Vintage is cool, but it just not enough people play Vintage. I'm probably gonna build a Vintage deck online, but the thing is, I'm probably just gonna play shops. You know, Vintage is cool. There's some neat stuff that happens in that format. There's different Storm decks. You know, it's just one of those things where it just sucks because you'll never see it in paper as much as you'd like it to. So that's why that's a sad one. If it makes you feel better, if I had to do an asterisk and have a 5th one, I'd put Vintage in there.
Okay. Yeah. But I think the Vintage problem is just lack of people that play it. Even online, it's really kind of limited.
It is also a weird format too. It's a lot weirder than even Legacy. I mean, like it's the restrictions make it kind of odd.
Well, it's also like no one's really tested it enough to like break everything down into like what's absolute best. There's top tier for sure, but like
what was the best deck in the Ravnica Time Spiral? Do you remember? Solar Flare was Kamigawa. No, was Solar Flare in was Solar Flare Ravnica Kamigawa, or is it Ravnica Time Spiral?
Solar Flare was Kamigawa.
Right? Groll Zoo, dude, that was actually my first deck.
Zoo.
No, it was Red White Boros in Kamigawa, and then Then somebody gave me Zoo because Zoo was really good.
Yeah, Dragonstorm. Was sweet.
I remember that. Okay, yeah. Was Solar Flare in
Solar Flare was Kamigawa, right?
Yeah.
Like, had to be like Kamigawa.
Because the deck ran
because
like
it had
dragons,
right?
Yeah, it ran the dragons. It ran it was Ravnica. You know why? Because it ran he got reprinted in M25.
No, but that was like Solar Flare 2.0.
Yeah, absolutely. That was like it ran the guy who just got reprinted in M25. Guy blue, two colorless,
Maloku?
one blue. No, 2 colorless, 1 blue. But if you use white to cast him, you get a like.
Oh yeah,
Ponder.
Court Hussar. Yeah.
So that was That was that was actually me and Kai were talking about this. One of my ideas is they would never ever do it. I would love to see him do like as a challenger deck, like the Girl Beats deck from that standard, and be like, hey, this is a deck like just like have this like, and they could even make it like the Sarkhan Vol Ravnica deck or something, and just feel like it'd be kind of fun to have. And then I told Kai it would be a great way to reprint like dual lands, like 2 Stomping Grounds in the deck, stuff like that.
Be kind of cool.
And then you would like obviously that deck wouldn't be competitive in modern. Mm-hmm. But it would give you enough of a template where it's just like, I got this template pretty cheap, and now I can go buy the rest of the stuff.
Sure, just add
I love that idea. And you secretly, that's the deck. It had Burning Tree Shaman, the Spider, and it would be cool because then you could actually...
Giant Solar Fuge.
And wouldn't it be kind of neat? Because then you could buy that deck, and then I could buy... let me see another deck from the past that was pretty cool. Something similar, and it's just like we don't even have to. We could just play those decks for like if you saw that deck for $20, like the Challenger deck, right?
Right. Yeah.
As a Legacy player who once played in that standard, I'd buy it just to play with it, and then
it's kind of the nostalgia.
And factor. They could do two, right? You could have your Girl Beats one, and then you could have like your Greater Good green-white deck, which has Temple Gardens.
Sure.
That's the deck. I played that deck too. It had Greater Good, Yosei.
Yeah.
Glare the Subdual, Loxa, High Art.
Glare.
Yeah. And I think that'd be really neat. Like and then I think it'd be fun tabletop Magic because I would love to play against those matchups again. And then it'd be good for players getting into Modern because it'd be like, listen, you get 2 duels. This is your template. Maybe they can start with a green-white value town from that. You can try to build, Zoo or even Jund eventually if you make the plunge.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of. I'd like to see those duels get a little cheap. I like to see Modern get cheaper. I like to see the Modern threshold around $1,000.
There's no reason why Modern should be as expensive as it is. Like
yeah. What other cool decks it could be? So that would be my Ravnica Kamigawa one. I would have Girl Beats versus the green-white deck. As much as I like Solar Flare, you want to keep it kind of 2 colors because like you want to give people more dual lands. Yeah. That's my belief.
For sure.
And then my other favorite standard. So I would do probably Boros versus like blue-white. It's too much white though.
You could do like a blue-white control deck.
That's what I was gonna do. Blue-white control versus Boros.
Supreme Verdicts and stuff in there,
Yeah. Yeah, you could even modernize them too, right? You could, instead of Wrath of Gods, you could put in Supreme Verdicts.
Yeah.
You could put Bloodbraid Elf in the Girl Beats deck. You could take out the Stupid Spider.
Definitely.
Like there's stuff you could do, and I think it would be neat. I think we'd make Magic money, right? Because they're just reprinting cards. Like it's not like, and then people would buy those. Okay, Odyssey's like way too bad.
We're trying to stick a little bit towards Modern, but yeah.
Because you'd have to do everything.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see what is it, Goblin Bidding from Onslaught block.
Can you name it? Can you name a Mirrodin Kamigawa deck that's not Disciple of Vault Archbound Ravager?
Yeah, there was the dragon deck, the dragon that comes up and blows up all the artifacts, and you just ramped into that to kill your opponents.
So basically, you had to kill all the artifacts.
And there was
Furnace Swap?
No. Big dragon
I can't name it. I can only name Disciple of Vault Archbound Ravager.
There was also kind of this bad green blue troll ascetic deck that was trying to play Crystal Shard to bounce their stuff.
Yeah, you know what? I'd actually be. Well, you can't because Dark Depths is banned, right?
Dark Depths in Modern, yeah.
That's the only thing is that'd be cool too, and that I like that. That in my idea, I actually put into consideration because Thopter Sword, right?
Yeah.
Thopter Sword. That deck had Thopter Swords in it.
Oh yeah. Which
that
is legal in Modern.
That would be a fun deck. So you could make it the Thopter Sword deck. You could do the blue-black Thopter Sword deck. Yeah, it doesn't have Dark Depths.
Extended, yes, it's not banned. Extended.
I know, but I'm just saying, my compromise with you would be well, let's just make the deck the blue-black.
I kind of wish Modern went back just a little bit further. I'd love to have Invasion block in there.
I think we're fine where we're at. Kind of.
I don't know.
I need to. Modern's not my expertise. I keep telling myself I should buy into Modern, and I keep looking at the decks, and I'm like, there's nothing that makes me want to play it.
Yeah,
that's the thing is there's no deck where I'm I need to play that.
Mm-hmm.
Closest thing would be Grixis Death Shadow because of Delver, and I don't even think that deck's that cool to play. Humans just kind of looks fine.
No. OG Affinity.
We're trying. I told you we're trying to stay legal in Modern. What's some Magic that we've forgotten about? Okay, so where's those sets in between? Okay, so
You could do a medium dredge.
What's
deck,
Zendikar? Right? What's Zendikar Innistrad? I don't remember anything about that.
Zendikar Innistrad.
So you had Snapcaster Mage, you had Delver of Secrets, it'd be
There's Delver decks. There was.
Was that Innistrad? Okay, when Innistrad was Jund, wasn't Jund Jund and no, it was after. What was the block after Innistrad?
After Innistrad?
Yeah. No, but there wasn't there. There's a Jund deck later that was in. It played Liliana the Veil. It played. I built the deck. I know, and it was good. It was top tier.
Return to Ravnica.
Yeah, that's it.
Return to
Yeah,
Ravnica.
wasn't it? No, it was Return to Ravnica. Wasn't there a Jund deck in that had Innistrad Return to Ravnica? Because it was just like it ran Liliana for Liliana Veils.
Yeah.
It ran.
Yeah, Innistrad Return to Ravnica because you had a pretty good mana base for.
Yeah. I forgot what else it ran. It had good stuff in it. Yeah, Jen was also showing Laura. Putrid Leech.
Block. Mono blue versus mono black devotion.
There was just the weird devotion decks. And there's like those heroic
like,
decks too.
Heroic decks, and there was control with like Sphinx's Rev and stuff like that, right?
Cruel, yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah, Cruel Control was an interesting deck. That was a deck that like it was never the best control deck, but it still like it was decent. That was my favorite. I love that standard too. I mean, that whole I already mentioned that, but Jund, Boros, you had Grixis, like. Just solid. Then eventually Blue White came around. Cobblade. I was fine with those decks. Coggo before Cobblade.
I actually love those. Decks. And there was also like the Splinter Twin decks in that standard as well.
My favorite deck was probably the Rafik deck with like the freaking Sovereigns.
Sovereigns was great. I love that deck. It was wonderful.
Get them.
Put a conscription on my bird.
Yeah.
Get in.
What? I like that idea. Wizards should take me up on that offer. I think it's cool. I don't know enough about the other sets and other standards to give like a good idea. Wasn't like the Lingering Soul? Didn't Lingering Souls get banned?
In what?
One of the standards.
Don't think so.
I feel like Lingering Souls was like so busted they banned it.
Like Lingering Souls was always really good, but I don't think it got banned.
Yeah, like there's gonna be a Lingering Souls standard deck that will be part of my modern block, or my Challenger decks. Challenger modern decks, they can make it work. There's like a certain twist you can do to it that's not gonna flood modern to the point where it's gonna kill value, but it'll make it a little bit more easier. We'll have one like red deck win in there too.
Shout out to Standard being one of the only formats where Mental Misstep wasn't banned.
Yeah, I do remember because that you're right. That was about the time where that's when I got into Legacy was that 2010-11 period. I know it's crazy to think. Jesus,
it's 7 years ago.
Yeah. I remember when Blue Black Reanimator, not Thomas Mueller, one of the Muellers won the 2010 Grand Prix with Blue Black Reanimator, and then for like the longest time, everybody was playing Blue Black Reanimator. And that seems like yesterday. It's the funny is I've only played Legacy in this new metagame for 6 months because I quit and I got back into it. And maybe Block Constructor. I forget about Block.
Oh yeah.
But I do miss the Star Cities coming to the West Coast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Mental Misstep. That was a genius printing. Good job, Wizards. What are you thinking on that one? Oh, Probe, Surgical Extraction. I guess Gut Shock and Mutagenic Growth are the only ones that. Cedric Phillips. I can't make my Cedric Phillips joke. Patrick Sullivan. Patrick Sullivan was living in Southern California at the time, and I knew him because of Versa System, and he kind of gained notoriety because of Star City Games. But I remember he was just kind of a in between. Nice, it's unbanned.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get some people here pretty soon. Should be time in the round. So hopefully we'll get somebody. Yeah, it's kind of fun to talk about those old standard formats and stuff like that.
That's why standard tempts me a little bit more than modern, because modern's a great format. It's not my favorite format. It's a good format. I like what Wizards is doing with it. It seems like the metagame's where we want it to be. There's just something about it that I just don't like, though. And this is gonna sound weird. I like when we have Grixis Delver decks. We have 4-color control decks. We have lands. We have comp. It's kind of my holy trinity thing, right?
That's what I was going to say. It seems like modern's almost a little bit too volatile.
But at the same time, it's great. Like,
I mean, it's good, but like, I don't know. I've always kind of preferred there to be a set hierarchy of like decks where like you have a best deck, or maybe 2 or 3 best decks, and you pick one of those. You choose which one fits your playstyle the best, and then you just milk that for all it's worth and get really good at that deck. And in Modern, that's not really a thing as much. Like, it's still like there are good decks versus worse decks, but like I don't know.
But yeah, but then again, Standard it's just not that popular. I do remember that actually.
I think probably by far my favorite moment on Star City, early on Star City, someone was playing Battle of Wits.
Yeah.
Zoo. And the opponent casts Show and Tell, and his opponent drops Battle of Wits into play.
Yeah. I still remember the infant when Bertoncini was playing against Vidi and he the whole Kira cheat and that how nobody caught it, and that was just and the thing is, like, Vidi is, I mean, Vidi's one of the best Magic players in the world, I think, and the idea that a seasoned person like him couldn't even catch it just shows you how good the guy was at cheating. And I remember it's on Star City. You can go watch the Star City video of it, and it's crazy to think. I mean, Star City did great things for Legacy, and it makes me wish I lived in Virginia a little, just a teensy bit. I guess I'd moved to Seattle before I moved to Virginia, but I really like Legacy. I like Magic cards, but that's the thing is, like, that's why it's so hard. The Kira cheat. He plays a Kira, Vidi kills it, plays another Kira, and he kills it again. But this time, instead of bringing it back in his graveyard, he puts it into his hand. And even like Chapin and Patrick Sullivan didn't catch it. But that's the thing is, just like, Legacy is just my favorite format, to the point where, like, I even wish I could play it more in paper, and I play it twice a week. But, but it's just, that's one reason why I started playing Magic Online, just because it's,
more Legacy.
I probably should play Modern, but like I said, no idea what to do. So. Yeah, I mean, it's just,
well, no one caught it. Like, there were judges at the table, and there were, like, people watching the match, and
what I think is, and this is the truth, is the guy probably had done it so much and gotten away with it. He just felt like he couldn't get caught. Trust me, like, there's certain things in life you start doing, and you're like, man, no one cares I'm doing this. I'm gonna keep doing it, and it doesn't matter who's watching or what. But I'm actually excited for the next big. I'm actually going to California to play in a Legacy tournament. It's one of those dual land ones in I think next month. So I'm excited about that.
Is anyone going to the Vegas stuff coming up?
I was either going to go one of the two, and I just don't really care to go grind Turbo Towns inside events. So, and Vegas is cool, but this is going to sound weird, but, like, Vegas isn't the same for me anymore. It's just like, so when I was in Seattle, we were going to go out and party, and I was tired at 9 o'clock, and I was just like, I'm going to get in bed. And I went to sleep. They actually woke me up at 12 o'clock in the morning because they were ordering room service, so I got chocolate lava cake and ice cream, and they literally jammed Czech Pile versus Grixis Stellar from, like, 9 o'clock when I went to sleep till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Just Calvin and my buddy from California just playing over and over again. So, I don't know. I'd like to go to Vegas. My problem is I'd rather go to Vegas to do Vegas stuff than play Magic cards.
That's true.
That's my thing. And I just, like, it's kind of the old adage of, like, do you want to do two things and kind of do them both half-assed, or you want to just go ham on the other thing? And the one thing I've started to realize, just, like, I just want to go ham,
Yep.
That's why in Seattle, I just focused on playing Magic cards, and I'm happy with how it went, so I couldn't complain. Did good in the 5K, disappointed myself in the GP, and did fine inside events. So.
The first Vegas GP, first big Vegas GP that they had, I remember going down with my friends and doing the Vegas thing all night. Getting back to the hotel room at like 6 in the morning, and then going straight over to the convention center, and then playing all the way through and making it to the last round for a win and in for day 2, and then just my brain just exploded on me. game 3 of that match, I was just like, I'm so done with this. Then I made a mistake and I lost, and I was like, all right, cool. I had to do more Vegas things.
Yeah. I don't know. I do want to go to Richmond. Probably gonna go to Richmond or Pittsburgh. So it just kind of depends. I think Pittsburgh would be a little bit more fun until the weekend. Yeah, they have a new guy working the thing.
We should have a little. There we go. Cool. Sounds like we're getting pairings for this round.
It's
so
time. All right.
it is time for more legacy action.
Hey, go ahead and put on
4th round.
Well, we don't know what table we're gonna sit at, do we?
No,
It's gonna be rude when I pick the wrong table.
we'll figure it out.
Got to give the people. Oh, they're gonna. He's supposed to copy and paste the whole thing. Because remember, we're gonna pick table 2.
Oh yeah. We'll see what they do.
Should I just go out there and make it easier?
That might be better.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right, we're gonna kind of get some pairings the way we want it here, and see who we want on camera. Go for a week if you want to go for weekend GP. Yeah. The nice thing about Vegas being in Utah is it is a day drive, so it's very easy to get to and back. It's pretty affordable for a trip. Nice. AJ Kerrigan, of course. All right, so we got Paul. On lands. And
Thanks, Paul. Hey, so we had a choice between Grixis Delver mirror or 4-color control mirror.
Ooh.
It's Calvin's birthday.
okay.
So I told him to put Calvin on stream.
All right. Well,
So
happy birthday to Calvin.
kind of bummed. I really wanted to see Punishing Jund, but we didn't get the Grixis Delver Punishing Jund.
All right, so,
So-
we got Zach versus Paul.
So then we got 4-color control mirror. I've seen so many Grixis Delver mirrors in my life. I thought we would. 1 sec. He's saying 1 sec. What is he doing? Did they screw it up? I kind of hope he screwed it up.
Might have.
Please.
We might have a repair here.
I hope so. So Paul is sitting down, so you could fix it for him. So Paul the gentleman. Maybe Paul will just play himself. Gonna cast the Merit Lage in his lead. Putting him up now. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Tim versus Calvin. So, our backup match is going to be the land Zach match is going to be pretty good. Zach, pretty good at his deck, and he's beaten lands before. So it's one of those things where it's not like it's going to be it's going to be an uphill battle a little bit, but he's got the tools to do it. He's well versed in the matchup in a lot of ways. So I think it's going to be some good magic. I usually don't think lands is a lot of good magic to watch, but so we'll kind of watch that one, and then we'll have 4-color control versus 4-color control in the background. It's just going to be a good old grindy blue matchup, and that may be kind of fun to watch too, because there's going to be a lot of standoffs and trying to land Jaces and trying to use Lilianas and try to use other stuff. Oh, is he? He's not leaving, is he? Oh no, Zach may have to leave. Damn it.
Stand by.
If worst comes to worst, we'll watch 4-color control.
For sure.
Why? Oh, okay. I was gonna just say, Ryan, doing like, dude, how cool would that be? What if I? So Zach's leaving, and what if we? See, this would have been work out if Ryan didn't have my deck. I just want you to know, if Ryan didn't have my deck, I was gonna put myself right here, and I was gonna play it.
All right. So it sounds like we might not have that match. We might have this match instead. It's going to be the control mirror. And Tim we saw before. But this is the first time seeing Calvin tonight. Happy birthday, Calvin. Everyone's saying Calvin happy birthday earlier before the tournament. It's pretty sweet. What am I doing? All right, stand by.
To be honest, actually, this is going to take long enough. Will you play me if I'm playing Grixis Delver? Dude, I think that'd be great if I reload. Oh my god. I thought that would be so. I got a few people who are gonna play instead.
Okay, good.
Dude, wouldn't that have been epic if I from the stream booth? It would have been like someone. It would be like
the tag team in on.
Yeah, and I was gonna come in play Grixis Delver versus Paul. Paul would have defaultly went 4-0, but you guys would remember this stream as the stream where Paul went 4-0 and lost to Grixis Delver in the finals. It would have been great. It would have been absolutely great. So I'm bummed. Okay, so we got 4-color control versus 4-color control. Listen, I get it. It's not the most interesting, unique legacy. But I'll tell you one thing. We're going to see a lot of interactive Magic. We're going to see their decks are almost pretty similar. We're going to see a good battle of wits here. Let's watch this for what this is. This is what I call good old playoff Magic, where basically it's just going to be two guys going at each other, doing the same thing, and who can do it better. And it's going to be fun.
Who can outvalue.
Yeah, and also Hymn to Torok's really good in this matchup, and Calvin pondered and saw Hymn to Torok. And Tim cannot cast Hymn to Torok on turn 2, and Calvin can. So we'll rock and roll this and see how it goes. I think it'll be fun. Most Magic people don't like to see this stuff. But
hey, if you don't like it, you can at least marvel at all the shiny cards over on Calvin's side of the board. So.
Yeah. Paul said he would have played me if I watched that with Grixis Delver. See the second camera. See if someone does sit down. Just that.
Yeah, for sure.
Just so we can kind of see. Because I had. Yeah, no, they may not. Yeah, it's okay.
All right, so.
Alrighty. Brainstorm.
It's an end of turn 1 brainstorm. Kind of.
Tim also said he didn't want me to play Paul because he wanted me to watch this and critique him.
Okay.
So good brainstorm, Tim. You basically didn't brainstorm.
Yeah, I always think it's really weird to see players turn 1 to brainstorm.
Unless you just got gas. If you've got gas and you've got your... Because remember, this deck, you want to be doing Hymn to Torok, you want to be doing Leovold, you want to be doing J stuff.
Like,
so you are capping out.
If you have plays for like the next 4 turns, I can see it.
It's fine, but that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Baleful Strix is probably coming down here, and it did. It's good in this matchup. You don't think it's good, but it's value. It's a 1/1 that flies, it kills stuff, it hits Jace. Well, you're gonna see the most grindy paper magic you can get. And there's a Baleful Strix in Magic. I warned you guys. I said there's going to be a lot. Like I said, this is going to be playoff basketball. Guy makes a 2-pointer. Guy makes another 2-pointer. They're going to go back and forth this game. And we're going to wait till somebody breaks it open. There's Leovold.
Pretty good.
And we talked about that brainstorm. And it made sense because he had a Baleful Strix and a Leovold.
So I'd imagine if Calvin does have a force, you got to force this, right?
Yeah. Unless he's got the Toxic Deluge. And he could hedge the Toxic Deluge.
It looks like he's just gonna have to let it resolve and go on his way.
Basics do nothing in this match.
That makes him so much worse, right? And we're gonna see a
Toxic Deluge.
There we go.
Yeah. It's interesting because with Cooligan's command, like it's not as relevant that there's a Leovold in the graveyard. It's almost better because if he has a Cooligan's command now, his Cooligan command is better.
Sure.
There's a Death Right. So he's tapping his bad lands for a Death Right. He already tapped it. Okay.
Death Right.
It's the first Death Right we've seen. It's going to be relevant.
And second Leovold. It's pretty good.
This is going to get the force. Yeah. We talked about that the reason why he probably didn't force the first one was because the Toxic Deluge. Here's force numero doso. And the best part about 4-color control is just because when a card's in a graveyard, that means you can just cast it again.
So Death Right out for Tim, kind of able to stop those shenanigans a little bit on Calvin's side of the board. Keep those creatures from recurring. Do a little bit of incremental damage. Get around that him that's in hand.
Yeah. Speaking of him, there's an Underground Sea and Swamp that should be casting him this turn. Or we're cheating. What are we big cheats over here? What's he doing?
Decay?
He's already got access to too much mana. I don't think we need to cast Abrupt Decay here. I want to cast him to Torok.
Yeah, I think him would be what I would go. All right, Snapcaster.
Ponder.
Snapcaster Ponder.
Pretty darn close. So Calvin helped him a lot building his deck, and so did I. They're both running a very 4-color control. It's very more tilted for creature control. So we have the Toxic Deluge, we have like the Edict main board.
Yep.
And their sideboard has more of it. So the funny part, so I like to play the 4-color control that runs the 3 Inquisition, the Thoughtseize, and the 2 Hymn to Toroks.
Mm-hmm.
So they're on the one that's meant to just blow out creatures and recur Cooligan's command. I think I don't know if they're running. I know they're running 3 in the 75. I don't know if anyone's running 3 Cooligan's command main board. But like I said, this is going to be very, very mirror in a lot of different ways. And the biggest things we've seen is there's 2 Leovolds in the graveyard for Tim. Calvin so far hasn't really sacrificed anything, if you think about it.
True. Yeah. All right, second Strix coming down on Tim's side of the board.
Again, it's a +1. You get a 1/1 flyer, and you can protect Jace. You can attack Jace.
They're super pesky to deal with.
Yeah.
Like.
It's one of the best cards versus Miracles because Terminusing 2 Baleful Strikes or Swordsing Baleful Strikes is terrible.
Yeah.
And it forces them to do that.
It's a card you never really want to spend a card on. Even though a lot of times you have to. And Liliana comes down, and that's going to be big.
I'll tell you one thing. Tim does have the Abrupt Decay, I believe. Yeah, you can see it. It's the 3rd card. Or Calvin does, yeah. So
that's good that he does, for sure.
I would have -2'd right off the bat to get a Leovold back.
Yeah.
Because you want to retain value. And if the Abrupt Decay eats a Liliana, it's just a 1-for-1. And again, it's all about 2-for-1s for this matchup. And him being able to 2-for-1 them would have been huge.
Kind of surprised not to see
Abrupt
Calvin tap in a way that he can keep up Abrupt Decay.
I don't know why he did.
He certainly could have.
He certainly could have. And that's important. And Yeah.
And the uptick here as well seems really suspect.
Again, yeah. There should be a Leovold on the board right now.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I think Leovold is just worth the downtick for sure.
You don't think when you're playing someone who's playing Lightning Bolts and Abrupt Decay, or especially Abrupt Decay, right? And especially with Calvin not showing red mana, don't you think that you want to get your Leovold back just as soon as possible to retain value?
Tim with the hard cast force on the Leovold, and that's going to do it for the game.
I don't understand why, though. Why didn't Calvin have Abrupt Decay?
Yeah, but I think Calvin was pretty much out of cards facing down what Tim had.
Yeah, I guess. But Calvin had Abrupt Decay. That's the thing, is I'm kind of confused. I'm not... I get what you guys are saying. It makes sense, but Calvin literally had Abrupt Decay in his hand and he had access to both mana. That's why I'm kind of generally again, it's one of these outcome things, right? Tim's play got him to the right outcome where he won, but I feel like my play would have got us the Leovold back. Abrupt Decay kills Liliana, and then we just got Liliana just was a 2-for-1. You get what I'm saying?
Well, we do actually have some people on our backup match, so let's transition over there while we're waiting. And it looks like we've got
I don't know either,
some kind of Maverick versus
Grixis Delver. Hey, that's a pretty good matchup.
And I have no clue who these players are.
It's so we've got Jeff on Maverick and we got Ryan on Delver.
Jeff.
Okay. So we got a Mother Runes out, which is pretty good against Grixis Delver, but it looks like we had a turn 2 True Name Nemesis, which I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty darn good against that, or against Maverick, which is basically just, it's not Green Death and Taxes, but it's a cousin. I don't know what Tim, or I don't think Jeff has anything for True Name necessarily. So his thing is he's got to go wide and be able to race. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
All right, have a good one. Thanks for watching.
See you, Admiral. Awesome.
One thing is, okay, so we got Dark Depths too. So if we get a Thespian stage from Jeff, and also that can make up for the True Name.
For sure.
We've come to kind of an interesting point. We've got a Young Pyromancer, a True Name, and a Death Ride on the board, and versus a Mom and a Thalia and a Dark Depths. In the back of Ryan's mind, he's got to be thinking about the Thespian stage play. I don't know if Jeff plays crop rotation or not, but I don't know. He does play Neither Reliquary, which can be searched out with Green Sun Zenith, which is a hard creature to kill in Delver if it gets above Lightning Bolt range. There's definitely 2 clocks on both sides.
All right.
There's work to be done on Jeff's side for sure, and Ryan's in a better position. But he's got a pretty big out. Ryan's got the second True Name,
So it looks like 2020 was going to make that game.
Oh, did he have the Thespian stage already?
Yeah, it was one of the shiny cards down below.
Oh, okay. So even though Ryan probably did everything right and had a good board state and had a way to get through Mom and Thalia to win the game, burn him with Death Rite and True Name, it didn't matter. So, like you said, that 2020 play.
For sure.
It's probably stole a game there.
It's kind of the gotcha.
Yeah.
What's kind of shocking about that too is he didn't even have the Neither Reliquary to go fetch those.
He just
those pieces.
He just won one
natural.
Right?
Yeah,
hey,
I got it.
Like I said,
yeah.
Sometimes it just happens. They play those cards for a reason.
So back over here to our control mirror, we've got Deathrite in play versus Calvin, who's going brainstorming a couple of times.
Calvin didn't tell me he had a headache. Hopefully Calvin's just not
Must be all those shiny cards glaring back at him.
His birthday today. That's Calvin's birthday. That's one reason I want to put him on stream.
It's very true.
Fetching. Lightning Bolt?
Yeah.
When you know that your opponent doesn't have days, you may as well just gut them down. Showing this, he probably doesn't have him to Torok. He's getting a Volk, right? That's what Tim probably can take away from that. But if Calvin's got an underground seed, I like that play because it kind of makes Tim realize you don't have him. But if Calvin's got the Black Source in his hand and the him,
right?
Then Baleful Strix is probably the obvious play from Tim. And like clockwork, that's what we're gonna get. And I'm okay if I'm that from Calvin, even though he gets the +1. Him not going Sylvan Library or anything is probably a lot better. So, or going him to Torok, right?
Right.
So it's a 2-for-1, but it's probably the softest 2-for-1, because you have your own Baleful Strixes. And we talked about this. Oh no, I thought it was him, but it's just not Baleful Strix. The good thing about Baleful Strix is it counters another Baleful Strix.
Sure.
So
another reason not to be fussed by it in the mirror.
Yeah.
And Calvin with that Snapcaster in hand, that's going to get some good value later on.
Yeah, it's who has Snap the most.
Looks like he's got Pyroblast too.
The one thing about Calvin's hand is it doesn't have any high heat. It doesn't have any Leovolds or Jaces or some sort of just high heat card, which necessarily isn't bad. But if Tim has some high heat cards and can defend him, could run into problems for Calvin. But Snap Pyro is really, really, really good in the mirror.
Yeah.
And what does this Deathrite represent in this matchup? It stops Snapcaster Mage.
Sure. Yeah, it does a lot of good things. A lot of chip damage. So able to kind of punish the greedy 4-color mana base and all those fetches and stuff like that by being able to progress your own board not only with mana but also with kind of a late game half the kill factor.
Even now, Calvin's got to be thinking, do I need to lightning bolt snap this guy?
Oh yeah,
because
if you're gonna do it, it has to be this next turn,
which would be good for Tim because then it basically gives Calvin a 2/1 and then used his 4th turn to do that.
Right.
And Tim's okay with that. Calvin doesn't get to keep up Pyroblast if he's got the 2nd red source, but he doesn't get to keep up the Pyroblast if he doesn't, which is relevant too. Attack with the Baleful Strix.
I couldn't quite see. It looked like Calvin might have drawn something pretty good here. If it's a Toxic Deluge, couldn't quite tell what that last card is.
I want to use Toxic Deluge on this state though.
Deluge should be a little bit early, but it might allow him to play a little bit more freely with this Snapcaster.
Well, Fatal Push is probably that's a lot better than
Fatal Push is a lot better.
Yeah. So Tim does run Counterspell. So the double blue does represent Tim having Counterspell in his deck. Does he use it here? I don't know. Just played it, so you can't do that, Tim. I don't think I would Counterspell it if I had
just
Tim.
letting it go is fine.
Yeah.
You got your 1-for-1. What you're trying to do is just 1-for-1 to a point where you can advantage into a 2-for-1 at a crucial moment, and then go for broke.
Okay, so we got 2 Baleful Strix for Calvin. So he's ahead in the race. He's got a little bit more value, not a lot. I mean, Baleful Strix is really good card, not that great when you're staring down a Baleful Strix or 2 Baleful Strix, but
sure.
Calvin's got to dig 1 card deeper, and the funny part of this matchup is 7 mana is actually relevant.
Yeah.
Is a Snap Force of Will. So you're going to see them play out their lands probably to at least 5 or 6. I probably wouldn't go to 7, but you want to keep you want to keep cards in hand for Brainstorm, but it's kind of funny that that's things you got to think about. 5 mana is going to be a key point because you can snap. 6 mana is going to be a key point because you can snap Kolaghan's Command while holding Pyroblast up. So 6 mana is a lot relevant too. And for Tim too, it's being able to play Jace and hold Counterspell up.
Sure. That Verdant Catacombs gives Tim access to his 4th color of mana, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
We're going to see Kolaghan's Command here and kill both your creatures.
Huh. So that basically
interesting
was a -1 because Baleful Strixes have already replaced themselves.
Yeah.
Tim used his turn 4 to discard Kolaghan's Command. And basically, if you think about it, just
kill the Baleful Strixes, but I don't know.
I was really surprised not to see that return the Death Right and just kill the untapped one, and then you can still get in for one if that's your game plan.
Yeah.
But down comes Leovold for Calvin.
And it's a good play because Pyroblast isn't being represented.
Yeah.
So I like it a lot. And guess what? Calvin's still doing. He's representing Pyroblast.
Yeah.
Pyroblast and Tim would still be fine here, but no, he's
that's So we just saw. So
he just tapped his man.
Little takesy backsy ish, but that's it.
Let me just boo him.
Hey.
Hey, thanks for doing that. We actually watched the match. I know. I'm just saying that we like. Oh, really?
All right.
We
so
watched and like saw. Did you like kill him with the point? Yeah, I did.
There is.
It helped.
All right. So.
Just keep playing on that table.
Nice. Tim had a Pyroblast and was able to Pyroblast Leovold away. And then Tim went for the Ponder, and that got Pyroblast.
Keep this in mind. Pyroblast gave Calvin a card.
For sure.
So the Cooligan's Command was a negative. The Pyroblast was a negative. It's 5 lands to 5 lands. Tim looks like he's got 2 cards. Calvin's got more. And one of them's Snapcaster, and one of them's Hymn to Torok.
So this is going to be that 2-for-1.
Abrupt Decay and Lightning Bolt. And that's
the follow-up Liliana.
Hi-Fi Slamma-Jamma.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that kills a Baleful Strix and then returns Leovold next turn. And you know what?
This is kind of interesting because you could try. You've got the Snapcaster in hand. You could try to just run this Liliana up to ult. But he's going to downtick here.
Because if Tim draws a Snapcaster, he can Abrupt Decay. But Calvin does have the Snap Pyroblast.
Yeah.
But what Calvin
Pyroblast
does understand is right, the only thing... So now Tim has to find Abrupt Decay and Toxic Deluge. Because he can still uptick Liliana. I like this play. Because how many cantrips in Tim...
Yeah.
Because think about all the dead cards that are now in Tim's deck.
I agree. I think this is correct.
If Calvin...
Deathrite activates.
That's good. That's a good play by Tim to eat the Pyroblast. Because the Pyroblast is going to be super relevant.
Plays his own Leovold. That's pretty good top deck for Tim.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is good. Yes, you still draw from Leovold.
Good timing, too. We do know that Calvin has Snapcaster in hand, so getting rid of that Pyroblast,
that's good.
Very heads up.
For sure. Abrupt Decay. Okay. If you're going to snap Abrupt Decay, Calvin, you want to do it in Tim's... you want to do it in his draw step. No, don't do it now. What's he doing?
So Snapcaster Pyroblast is gone.
What's he doing?
Bolt. Snap Bolt.
No, why do it now? Wait till let him draw. I don't know.
Snap Bolt.
So he could have done it in his
sure.
in his upkeep, right?
Yeah.
Because then
he only draws one card.
What if Leovold dies because he draws draw step? You have to just you risk. Yeah, you just give him a card to make it sure. Toxic Deluge. Oh, he just Hooligan's Command made him discard a draw step, and it was a Toxic
Deluge. Wow.
That Snapcaster is the last play.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I think that Colgan's makes it a lot easier to make the line that Calvin did.
Yeah, it makes more sense now.
Yeah. You have to imagine that that Calvin's got this game on lock.
Yeah. No. Liliana, whether it's Liliana or him just killing him, this game is over.
I think even like some of Tim's best draws would be like Snapcaster into
Deluge. But the problem is then Liliana
and then
just
Liliana
takes
just gets gets back.
Him drawing land is not what he wants to see. This basically is the last bus home for Tim this turn or next turn, and if he misses it, then it's over.
Yeah,
he's sleeping on the park bench.
All right,
fatal push is not
fatal push.
Killing Leovold's relevant. Calvin gets a draw.
Can't be that relevant.
Not sure why you drew 2 cards.
Draw and draw for turn. Perhaps.
Oh, he's during his upkeep. Okay. You know what play I like? This is what I would do. I would kill my own Snapcaster Mage and then Cooligan's command it during his end draw. That's genius. You want to know why? Because you return your Snapcaster Mage, you make him discard, and you have Snapcaster again.
There you go.
Tell me it's not the right play.
Tim's going to scoop it up there. He's seen enough.
It's 1-1 going around 3. I think that my play was right. I think Tim was probably just dead on board too. But these guys.
All right. So in the meantime, we got some more Maverick stuff going on over here. We've got a Flip Delver, a Gurmag Angler, and a Deathrite Shaman facing down a Stoneforge Mystic, Deathrite Shaman, Mother of Runes, and Thalia. And it looks like we have a Jite in hand and another card that I can't quite make out there from that glare. Unsure.
Yes, Jite and Scavenging Ooze.
Ooze, okay. I need to step up my art game.
I could tell there's like a little orange ball and a bunch of green and blackish stuff, and I'm like, it's got the only thing I can think of is Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah. All right. Mother Rune's doing what it does best, fogging. And Bolt is going to take out a Thalia. And then second Bolt is going to take out a Stoneforge.
Huh.
Kind of surprised not to see that second Bolt go towards Mother Runes.
I would have taken out Mother Rune. Well, did he not have the mana? He didn't have the mana, so that's why he did that way. He basically said, I'm going to kill Thalia so I can cast my other Bolt, which isn't wrong. I actually think the Stoneforge play is fine because the way his mana and things look like, he needs to tap almost everything to play the Jite and then can't equip it. And I think Gurmag and Delver may just get there in time.
Sure.
Oh, it's Patrick. Is Patrick in the store? Or did he leave? I know people get on the stream as well.
Hey, Patrick.
Here we go. So we got round 3 fight, or game 3. Not really for all the marbles, but kind of.
All right. Looks like they're getting ready. And Tim leads us off with a Scalding Tarn. Calvin follows that up with an Underground Sea.
We're going to see enter Brainstorm. Yeah.
Standard was over at 840.
I play Turbo Depths and Legacy next time. No, it's bad stream etiquette to check my phone, but I forgot about the Jazz game. I want to know what happened.
How they doing?
I don't know. My phone does not work. Patrick, tell us how the Jazz game went. Pelicans rock Warriors in game 3. That's good. Oh my god, really? Take 30-point half TLU in the Jazz? That's great. We got slaughtered. And we didn't lose, we got massacred. It's good that Tim's wearing the shirt.
Looks Skill Death, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that shirt. It's a good one.
My shirt? You can get this shirt.
No, not that shirt.
You can get this shirt at Urban Outfitters. It's $25.
I don't look good with the plunge V-neck.
You know what? I've been told that it's a pretty D-bag look, but they said it's down my alley, and you know what? It's just one of those things where some people are meant to cast Daze and Wasteland.
Well,
I'm one of those people, and I've been told that I should wear V-necks, and so I'm just gonna So you can get the death. How do we plug the Death Right? Look, I gotta plug it once. So if you want to have a cool shirt like Tim, a Lux Skill Death Right Paragon City shirt, not many people have them, but the people do have them. They know what's happening, and not only are they great Legacy players, but it's obvious they're great Legacy players because they wear a T-shirt, and you can buy that T-shirt from the Paragon City Games website. You actually can't. You actually have to message us on Facebook, which is at Paragon City Games and our Facebook page.
Or you can come into the store.
And you know what? If I wasn't forced to wear V-necks my whole life, I'm pretty sure I would wear my Lux Skill Death Right shirt everywhere. I'd wear it to school. I'd wear it to work. I'd wear it to the club. And people ask me, Terry, why would you wear it to the club? And I would say this. I could promise you this. When I play Grixis Delver, I like to wear that T-shirt because I know that I have a chance to win every single matchup. And when I wear that shirt to the club, I know I'm going to get lucky I have got a chance to get lucky every time I wear it.
You see the skill in the Death
Right. So that's why I like to wear that shirt. And you can find it for a good price of...
I don't know the price.
It's a noble price because I know the outcome and the payoff you get from investing in that T-shirt is very good. And also, I've heard those shirts are like mega comfortable.
They are. They're pretty comfy.
To be honest, buy the shirt. It's a cool shirt. It's a Legacy shirt. You don't see a lot of Magic.
Great shirt to wear at like a GP or something like that, or even your standard,
or just a tournament. Friday nights, Tuesday nights.
Exactly.
You don't. The thing is this: is the Lux Skill Death Right shirt is. There's a lot of Magic T-shirts,
$20 for
but
the shirt.
There's not a lot of Legacy T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
And heck, when they ban Death Right Shaman in a year or two, it's gonna be kind of a cool shirt to have because you can show people, hey, I used to play.
I was there.
Yeah. So yeah, it's message the store on Facebook. It's $20. It's a great cause, and you know what? You'll even get a signed, personal, handwritten note from me, thanking you for your, whatever,
for your service.
I want to see. Mention that if you want to take me up on.
You have to mention Terry.
You got to mention the name if you want the handwritten note.
Yeah.
So, man, if I sold one T-shirt tonight, that'd be a success. Maybe I'll have to convince someone to go buy a T-shirt to make it look like it worked. Yeah, look at that. See, Jorgensen's even plugging it.
They're pretty sweet. Yeah.
It says Lux Skill Death Right.
Lux Skill Death Right. $20 for the shirt. They have it in pretty much all sizes.
Yeah. Let's get back to Magic.
Yeah.
We sold the shirt enough. Okay, we missed the huge play. We missed the Hymn to Torok. We missed the Sylvan Library. We missed some spicy turns to sell some T-shirts. So, yeah, Sylvan Library is huge. And following a Hymn to Torok with Sylvan Library, Calvin's got 3 lands in hand, and Tim's got a Sylvan Library. So even if Tim has 2 lands in hand, I know this. I know Tim's life points has a 1 in it. I don't know anything more than that. I don't know why it's not lower. Yep. Because in this matchup where you value,
sure,
take the plunge,
get the
pay
cards.
8.
Yeah.
Pay 8 right off the bat. Mm-hmm. Clear your the top unless there's a fetch. This is the good thing with Calvin is he can get Abrupt Decay can get him out of this. But this is the issue. Is Silver Library is finding value now. Calvin needs to draw the Abrupt Decay. And I'll tell you one thing though, Calvin draws a Brainstorm. His Brainstorm is going to get him 3 very good cards. Because he's got 2 lands he can put back.
Sure.
And if there's one card he didn't want to see, it's Leovold.
Definitely.
So now we're entering Hail Mary territory and we're not there yet. Is that a land or a Snapcaster Mage?
I think he drew either a Snapcaster Mage or a Cantrip.
He's passing. Man. Yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah, it's not anymore.
No
but
more.
That was it. I mean, that's the thing is Brainstorm would have been ridiculous there. It's not.
I suppose here you could Brainstorm on your opponent's turn, put back the lands, and you've got that fetch and play to crack it, and just get rid of them.
Yeah, he would have got him. Like I said, you would have had 3 good cards.
Yeah.
At this point, we don't. We need to find the Abrupt Decay for the Leovold.
Yeah.
Which is sad. Toxic Deluge does the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he wants to find one of those cards and then Snapcast, or then he wants to find Brainstorm, and off that he wants to find Snapcaster Mage to Abrupt Decay.
Sure.
There's a lot of work.
Could also find his own Leovold just to kind of even things out, stop that library from going
because
wild.
Every turn, Tim is seeing so many cards. Another land. Yeah, this is one where he does. He needs to pay life. This is one where go ahead and call the mayor. Tell him to get the floats ready. Tell him the parade's going to be on Tuesday because there's just not a lot Calvin can do. I would say it's borderline unwinnable at this point. Calvin's pretty much out at this point. Is Tim just to just recklessly pay 16, pay 12, fetch, misuse a death right to the point where he gets put in range. But this is pretty much the curtain call. It's kind of sad to go out this way because Calvin's kind of flooded, and flooding wouldn't be a problem if he had a Brainstorm, but he can't even cast it. That looked like a Force of Will.
Yeah.
Which he can.
You can definitely cast that, but it's a little bit too late, right?
If I'm Tim, I'm not casting any spells.
The only upside here is that you're not on as fast of a clock as you could be, but now with that Culligan's Command, things are going to get
Maybe he does. And you know what? It's making it more interesting. You know, there's times where I play against Sylvan Library, and I just pretend like he misses every single time. And so maybe that's what Calvin's doing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Tim's doing it to himself.
Yeah.
Maybe just like I can only take one turn. No.
All right. So
I don't like this use of Culligan's Command. It seems kind of unnecessary. I know he wants to get in with a Leovold. I guess but you can burn with Death Right. You're gonna get. I don't know. I just don't like it as a sorcery.
I guess, yeah. Sorcery is a little weird. I could also see it as a get back the other Strix. Just like kill your Strix, get a Strix.
I don't think Calvin would block the Strix because of Leovold.
Yeah.
I think it's probably. Who knows? So what? Yeah, I realized that afterwards. I just wasn't going to correct myself. Whatever. We were just saying it. The sorcery was bad. This match is like out of proportion. We called the mayor and got the parade started already. I'm just trying to commentate on a match that is terrible. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got it. I know.
Calvin on a 3-turn clock here.
I drink my water. Buy a t-shirt, somebody. There's Liliana. Well, this is sad. Calvin pretty much just needs everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think it doesn't matter. It's just I'm trying to commentate on a Magic match that's like a blowout. You know, it's kind of hard.
Here's Snapcaster coming down, and maybe not. We're gonna see some fetches first.
He's showing it. Oh no!
Showing him the Snapcaster and then fetching.
Whenever you use Culligan's Command on the Baleful Strikes, I mean, your follow-up needs to be something like you want your Leovold to do damage or you're saving a Jace.
Yeah.
It just generally is one of those things where it kind of it makes you break even with Culligan's Command, and the idea that we knew that Calvin was going to discard a land was one of those things where it basically was like you basically cast Culligan's Command to kill Baleful Strikes, and generally it's not good, but there's Abrupt Decay.
There's Abrupt Decay.
There's Abrupt Decay.
And this is the turn to do something.
Well, he's got to kill Liliana. It's not even a choice. And
Deathrite being down, but here comes a
Pyroblast. Freaking insult to injury, as if he didn't, No, and Tim's just showing up. I've got all the gas in the world.
Yeah,
and that's because of this card. I didn't pay 8 because I just was drawing the best card every single time. And it was Thought Season, Verdant Catacombs. So that makes sense, I guess. I probably would have paid 8 for the Verdant, or paid 4 for the Verdant. Yeah. Just so I could then shuffle later on. But
definitely.
That's it. All right, Tim wins 2-1, and that's magic for the night,
guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and watching us. We do this twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, and we have 4 rounds of Legacy action. We are always Legacy all the time over here, and we hope to see you guys for another stream and some more Legacy action next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's good.
Until then, hail heroes.